us. They can hear us. What's fun is they never get to hear me say they can see us. Because it's a secret for us. This is session 3. Oh my god, that would be this most. We'd be playing for like 20 hours, Brian. I can't do that right now, but I would love to do that just to be like, fuck it. What's fun is Brian would then forget about so many things that are important. He'd be like, yeah, you guys won. Why? Because I forgot about mechanics of the game. No. We have no intention to really fight the big bad. We're going to distract the big bad. And then steal what we need to go and leave. Okay, good luck, Andy. Please don't die. Andy, do not die. I always can do an accent. There's no promise I can keep personality like there the whole time. You can punch it, but don't die. No, I didn't say don't punch it. I said don't die. He can punch it. Andy says be smart. You look good. That's all that matters. You look handsome. That sounds like terrible. What? I didn't hear anything you said because I was coughing. Only because the stress of us having to logistically move all of our equipment to go do a live stream somewhere like other than one of the houses sounds. We can do it, but oh man, that's a logistical nightmare, and we have to pay a whole bunch. Can we do it? Yeah, but we're going to pay fucking Verizon or someone a fuck ton of money because we're going to go well over our unlimited plan. Yeah, we could just upload it and then like put the live as a non-live thing. Yeah, it's. I understand that. We know. Hi, I'm Conlon Rose. I play Rainn. I am the tech paladin of this wonderful group. Uh, man, this is gonna be a day, or this is gonna be like 3 hours. This is gonna be a 3 hour span, man. This would be a hell of a 3 hours. Oh, I like that. It works up on my screen. That's all that matters. I hope the audio is set up for this scene because I didn't check that. But we'll find out together. Okay, it's transitioned.
He's so cute.
Where am I
Tell
supposed?
me,
Oh,
I
right.
wanna see. Wait, how do I see?
I have to have the screen pulled up, don't I?
Yeah.
Pull up the stream. I have the stream up.
Oh, well, I
He's
suck
very
because I'm not doing
cute.
that.
You're fine.
Callum, I will send it into the group chat right now.
Wondrous, you have saved me. Thank you, sir.
I have saved.
I love the bag of holding / bag of devouring.
Andrew, it's in the group chat on your phone.
He's so cute.
He's
Oh
very
my
cute.
lord! I
Such
love
a
it.
serious face. Him and his shadow.
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it so much.
Very
It's
cute.
cute.
Awesome. I'm so excited for that chibi, and we got a few more on the way. Just I don't know what we're getting. We can't get everybody in the heist campaign because not everybody is a humanoid race, and our chibi artist is very bad at other things other than humanoid races.
Can we get wet hands?
Well, maybe see if we can pay her for that. Maybe.
Cool.
Um,
Oh, how much would you want if I could just like? We'll talk about
And-
that later. Doesn't matter.
And I know we are on a live stream right here. I did get a quick SOS. I need to talk to you message. Would you guys be able to maybe for 5 minutes BS talk about the session beforehand, things you guys are doing?
Buffer? We can buffer.
Just so I can get a SOS message. Let me just be right back.
Yep.
Just make sure you
DM
mute
buffer.
yourself.
Hope everything's okay.
Just mute
DM
yourself.
buffer. Yes.
I'll mute him.
Okay. So
Okay.
we're gonna talk a little.
Oh, everyone's
I do
lagged
have a couple
out
of
on
things
my
I'd like to
end.
say.
You okay, Discord?
What?
Discord's okay on my end.
Okay,
Yeah.
freaked out for a second on my end, and everyone like paused and made a loud screech noise, and then came back. We're good now.
Oh, okay.
It was really
So-
weird.
I wanted to say, like, on stream, I'm sorry we're not doing my campaign anymore right now. I want to get back to it at some point, but it's just not like in the cards right now. But since we're on stream, me and Brian Creevy, the Disaster Master, are trying to. We're going to be putting together like a source book, like a codex of our collected works. We're going to have Andrew do some art, Vicky do some lore, Colin do some magic with technology. Sounds about right.
Probably lore
We're
based stuff.
gonna really try to build something that is, wholly new. Like our creative brainchild, something that really represents the world that we bring into, breathe life into. And I'm excited about the prospect.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's really cool.
I have no information whatsoever. I literally have nothing but information to fill these things with. So
Yeah, we're gonna do a source book for Tychorus.
yeah, and then we got to do one for Lemuria, and then wherever else life takes us. I also want to write rules for a horror campaign, like fears and like badness and shit, which I know
Oh,
the Dungeon
yeah.
Master has, the Dungeon Master Guide has, but I feel like we could do better.
I've in my head been thinking so much in terms of like rules for like adding to D&D and stuff like that is like large scale combat. I understand there are some rules for D&D for large scale combat.
Oh, Conlon, me and you can get together on that
Because I have
like I
three
said, I'm
different
gonna
types
do
of
the
large scale
mechanical-
combats I want to do. I want to do like having actual PCs amongst a large scale combat, which would be fun to do for people. Because like realistically, that's gonna happen in this world at one point.
Yeah.
Another one is ship based large scale combat. Like I have it all engineered in my head, and I think it will work. It's a lot of stats for a DM, and I feel bad for what they'd have to keep track of.
Well,
Because with
we can
ships,
make
you have
that
several
roster for the
things.
ship.
Yeah, with ships you have several things you have to keep track of. Not just health, because they don't just have health as a like stat. Like health is a stat that does exist, but like you have buoyancy of a ship, because as you take hits, even if your health doesn't go to minimum, you can take enough hits below the waterline where you still sink, even though the ship is still together. Then
That's
you'd have
true.
like
You could have a barrier of like this percentage of damage you start to take on water type of deal.
yeah. I haven't fully figured it out, but I haven't. Oh, we're talking about large scale combat, Brian.
Gotcha. Okay.
My food
That's a
is
sort- that-
almost
I was
That's-
introducing the idea
Give
of
it
our
a bit
source
of
book.
this.
Am I unmuted? You said you muted me
Yes.
too.
I-
Once you mute yourself, I didn't touch anything, just in case.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. Well, I'll have to listen back to see what you guys talked about. For
We talked about the
4 or
source book a
5
little
minutes.
bit, and the concept that like we want to do some large scale combat source books, like a
Mhm.
naval battle, probably land based battle, and maybe armor battle. Quote armor, which would be.
Mech suits? Fuck yes.
Oh,
I
I'm more
am
meant
all the
tanks
way.
than mechs. I go kind of like let's go way in the future. I'm like, no, I meant like maybe tanks.
No, we can do either. It doesn't matter. Magitech is great. I love that. I'm into it.
Glad we all are all excited for that. Bleh, words. But
It's ready for HPs. They're like hundreds of thousands.
I hope you guys are all ready for session 30. Heist's disaster to unfold.
Can I interrupt one last time?
No, Callum. Damn it. Fine, sure.
Did we do a giveaway?
What?
Since this is probably going to be our like last milestone session in a while, and we've already got stuff that we need to purchase for 2 of our party members, should we do a giveaway?
We don't
Send
have
something
enough
to somebody who looked at us.
We don't have enough
We got,
funding, I
like-
don't think, for a
It's
giveaway.
literally the easiest thing in the world. There's like 3 names. You can pick one.
What are we giving away?
We can always do to see who survives the end of the gala.
Ooh.
I super want to take that bet.
The most hit points at the end of the gala.
Oh, that's not fair. I don't have the most hit points now.
Seabreeze, who might die, is like screwed.
No, that's not fair.
I'm a
Oh, not into
barbarian.
that.
I can just
I
take
think
half
that's
damage.
We'll talk about a bet next in between sessions, and then we'll announce if we have any other bet or giveaway next session on session 1.
Okay. Yeah, we
Okay.
need to talk the logistics of that.
Let's go and let tonight's heist session unfold. So, guys, previously in that disaster heist, session 29, finally getting the majority of the Lucky Cinq back together as Rainn, Delsin, and Andy and Paul all left the Telerian Truthers area with Pitch sleeping on the shoulders. Pitch ran off to go try to find Seabreeze and actually get in contact with her boss, Serenity. While Rainn, Delsin, Paul, and Andy got pulled into the Tide Shadow Tavern by 2 Tritons to be greeted by Waverin, a old acquaintance of Rainn's who's always trying to get with her, saying that somebody came in saying her name, saying that they need to get to her. And what they did find was Torian, unconscious, bloodied, and signs of him being poisoned on a table. After 20 minutes of just giving Rainn a lunch so she can just relax for 20 minutes, they woke Torian up, and he informed the group that they did get a picture from Otto and Voja Veriana to show the disguises for Voja's tickets. got some disguised self potions to help out with the heist. And then when they went on Serenity's little thing with the pawn shop owner, they got there and they were given a map, basically a scroll that showed something and had a bone naga image on it. Rainn not opening it up yet, but they ended up getting that before they were attacked by members from Evermore. Basically knocking Serenity unconscious, almost taking down Torian, and Torian escaping while hearing that Serenity will be the perfect sacrifice for the ritual at the gala tonight via floating. Bye, Brian Maines.
His fault for having a kid.
With that, also in the moment,
Baby.
Pitch had returned with a mysterious teardrop under one of their eyes, as well as a lightning scar down the side, almost like Harry Potter, but not exactly like Harry Potter.
If it ever gets drawn, it's going to look like Harry Potter.
Rainn, hearing a little bit more information about Evermore, even from Paul, stood up and asked, "Who in this bar has loyalty to me?" And the whole bar kind of be like, which asked them a quest to break into Evermore and try to either get information or their friend out, hiring 4 of the strongest Tritons in the area.
I hope you understand I did that for 2 reasons, Brian. I did that for reason 1, I need to somehow save Serenity, and I don't have time to do it. And 2, Rainn is testing the waters of her future of, do the Tritons like her? Because they're an important party in her long-term plans.
Telerian truthers. They claim that their leader has the right to the throne. But 4 of them went off, being the strongest out of all the Tritons, saying that they would get some information over to Delsin's address by the end of the night. With a little bit with some food in their bellies, a little bit of rest, and then getting kicked out by Waverin, the group ended up traveling over towards Delsin's hut to get ready for the gala. Finding a package on the front step from the tailors with Rainn's remaining things she needed for the dress, and somebody trying to steal it, scaring him straight into crime afterwards, too, even though he was already a thief.
Into good crime. Into crime for purpose. Robin Hood and that bitch.
By that time, they got into Delsin's house. Andy commented on Delsin's lack of decorations, as everyone did, and then started going down to his secret hideout below through the bookcase down the stairs. As they're getting down there and the bookcase is closing, Seabreeze, who for over an hour and a half, just walking around the city, Peach, I'm sorry, please, I don't know where to go, and finding himself outside of Rainn's street, and really just wondering, the fuck do I do with my life right now? Where do I go? Peach emerged, basically saying, "Hey, I'll forgive you, but you have to agree to just say yes to something." And without even knowing what it is, he said yes. Peach grabbed onto Seabreeze, and Seabreeze was rushed at speeds he has never even thought was possible through the city as he experienced a shared rush with Peach, who crashed them through Delsin's door, made it just through the bookcase, and knocked Torian off the stairs while everybody else, who's super fucking dexterous, you guys, made it on the stairs and got it out of the way.
It's the thing I want drawn most now.
Rogues, man.
Just the 3 frames from Seabreeze looking normal to Seabreeze being dragged at the speed of light.
And then hurling as soon as they get there.
I just want that animated so badly.
They got there. Peach mentioning that her boss, big boss, the one boss that all Quicklings do believe exists, reached out to her in a dream and basically said that they need her help at the gala to get something for a group of warriors or misfits for the possible future. Saying Peach will take in the place of Serenity, wanting to not only save her boss, who Andy, through a vision, saw Serenity get chained up and then knowing might be at the gala for a ritual, but also to appease their boss and whatever that is. Rainn and Delsin getting a little bit forceful about telling all the details. They ended up intimidating Peach a little bit, to try to give a little bit more information, and Rainn tasked Peach with writing down as much as she remembers of these misfit warriors. While this is going on, Seabreeze and Paul were, getting back together to swapping stories as everybody's going on, and then everybody started showering and getting their things needed for the gala. Andy in the shower, trying to connect with this being, this whatever it is that is inside of him, connecting for one moment, one brief second, seeing a red, what looked like a tiefling with curled back horns, hunched over, holding their head, and kind of like almost what looked like in pain, like they're just holding it down. Delsin, trying to connect with his shadow, had the most intense self-staring contest of all time.
You're all fucking weird.
Truly feeling like this is an extension of himself, but at the same time separate, possibly with its own separate consciousness. It's smiling when he didn't smile at him directly, too. Rainn also opening up a box that was delivered to them from from Sar, saying the Liberator expects the necklace by noon tomorrow. Here is a fake duplicate to pass on to Faltheon the Shamed, to fool him as long as she gets the necklace. It being the exact same box, Rainn marking it 1 on the fake box, so she knows that's the fake one. Delsin and Andy also going to fix the door that was broken and having a little bit of a scuffle with the guards. Everybody got ready. Rainn talked about the plan at the gala and what they all will do when they get there. How to work the floor, look for information. And as Paul said, I really think we can do this, and put his hand in, the Lucky Cinq got ready, hands all on top, and for the future of Xysta, for the Lucky Cinq, as Andy said, went off. They all lifted their hands up and turned to face the door. And at the door sat a calico cat, just sitting there with its tail moving back and forth, speaking out the words to them, basically saying, I want to get the exact words one more time, saying, I respected your wish to rest, but it's time we had that talk. Rainn saying to the cat, fourthly, you make me late, I'm going to be unhappy. That is where we ended last session. So, Lucky Cinq, y'all are standing in the bottom of Delsin's secret hideout. His weight equipment, his bed, everything all over, the remaining equipment that you have sorted, all put back together, all the ready to get up into the city, separate, and begin the biggest heist in Xysta's history. And this cat stares back. As
What time is it?
it is it's 4:30.
On time based on my schedule.
And as Rainn says, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No worries. We're about to get into a big talking section. So if you have a question, real quick.
No. That's fine. Go ahead and it'll probably answer my question.
So as Rainn says, you make me late, I'm going to be unhappy. The calico cat, again, mouth just open, not even talking, but just in words coming out. I have no intention of making you late. On the contrary, I wish you success on your endeavor at the gala. My former herald was right to be following you all around. Her quest by the Liberator to steal hidden records from the Dai's state on lost children led her down the right path to you all to Xylia's design.
You need to re-say some of those words, Brian. I understand the accent's fun for you, but I don't know half the words you're saying.
I'm with him. Sorry, I didn't quite get that.
So
just the end bits.
I have no intention of making you late. On the contrary, I wish you success on your endeavor at the gala. My former herald was right to be following you all around. Her quest by the Liberator to steal hidden records from the Dai's estate on lost children led her down the right path to you all to Xylia's design. And on my eternal quest, meeting you all allows me to right a wrong set by time while rippling off other opportunities to arrive closer towards true balance. I came to you, the cat lifting up a paw and pointing over at Rainn. I came to you last night, but I respected your wish to rest, as I know what awaits you all tonight. The Dai holds an entity in his magic cache that has been shackled for far too long. The imbalance must be made equal and right.
Break in at this point and be like, what is it?
If I told you all what it was, and the cat, you hear a chuckle comes up saying, you probably wouldn't go through with your task at hand.
What if
I don't think you know the terms of the
what if
terms and conditions of my
we're
task.
gonna let it free, and then he will like just let us take something from the vault?
Well, yeah, he's been shackled there. If we set him free, he's not going to stop shit. He's going to fucking let us go.
I don't know if that's
Also, will destroy the fucking building.
Rainn steps for a second, like,
Can't get caught if there's no one to catch you.
I do not care for, and I'm gonna, every S, basically, just for the sake of you guys understanding, every S is.
I know how it sounds, Brian. Just say it like a normal person so we can get through it.
I care not for how they get out afterwards. There may be a lot of miracles occurring tonight.
Miracle.
Well,
I'm going to make an insight check to see if Lucky, and therefore the deity talking about this,
deity, but,
has any sort of inclination about the ever-raging storm. Like, is the cat looking at me at all?
Roll an insight check.
Can I just make a general insight check?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Insight.
I make a perception check to see if I can like hear any movement in this building other than us.
Yeah, roll, and then I'll go over that after the insights. What was your sound?
I got a dirty 20.
And Andrew?
16.
16. When they did say miracles, for a second, they did look over in your direction, Seabreeze, but then it seemed like they also looked at everybody else as well, too. But they started with you all along that line. You're not sure whether that shows knowledge, but there did seem like a hint of maybe you being cause of something they're classifying as a miracle. Whatever that
It's going to be something super chaotic that's going to change the, timeline. It's going to be great. Yeah, great. Good stuff.
General insight check. Andrew, you can tell that whatever is speaking out of here, it is something, one, you definitely know it's a Yanti pureblood. You can tell exactly by the accents. You've heard plenty of them before. So there are even some of them in higher Zesalian society that you've grown up around.
Okay.
It does seem like whatever voice is coming out of this calico cat with a freaking 4-leaf clover charm around its neck is, you can feel a presence in the room. The second the cat appeared there, like when you guys did the hand thing, there was nothing, and then it suddenly was there, and you can just feel like this doesn't feel like whatever is inhabiting this cat right now is a basic human. There is some level of power, and I'd say with that 60 high enough that you can tell it's a power that strangely you feel like you know
It feels
what it's
familiar.
about. It feels familiar in the sense of balance. You are somebody who knows balance to a degree in your life with a clone of yourself working in tandem with something. This power level feels equally balanced between terrifying and also like comforting.
Okay.
Vicky, what was your perception check?
It was an 18.
18. Listening above, you don't hear any type of footsteps, honestly, at all, because all of you are stark still
Even,
right
like,
now.
smell anybody that smells unfamiliar?
In the building upstairs, no. There's no abnormal scent that you can smell in the building currently. You're fairly confident that you would be able to smell it through. And
I am going to take this time while everyone is like making insight checks and shit. I checked the cat. I'm going to turn to Paul, and I'm going to turn to Rainn like right after looking at Paul. I'm like, look at Paul and be like, hey, look at Rainn and say, I have like business I need to attend to right before I go in, and I'm taking Paul.
You gonna say that right now?
Yep. The cat's got to talk to you for a minute. You've got something else to do. I will meet you at the gala. And I'm going to turn to Peach, and I'm going to say, can you rush 2 people?
Peach is just looking at you like, and this deity, this cat, looks at you all and is just like, you are free to go whenever you want. The ones I truly want to talk to right now are you, pointing over at Rainn, and then moves over towards Andy and points at Andy, and you.
Double neat.
But any of you are able to stay. And Peach is like, I can't do that rush right now. So, like I said, it takes about 4 hours before I can do another one.
Okay.
From when I did it. It hasn't fully recharged yet.
I'm going to take Paul, and I'm going to have him lead me as quickly as possible to one of the edges of the city. Like, ideally, as close to the gala as possible.
Paul, looking at this whole situation, like, yeah. And he turns to Andy for a second. He's just like, Andy, we'll see you at the entrance.
Yep.
You know what we will look like, okay?
See you guys there.
Okay, and Seabreeze, you confidently move Paul around the stairs, and Paul kind of like tiptoes around the cat, trying to stay as far away as possible. Cat looks a little bit annoyed at the situation.
Oh, I was going to pet the cat on the way out. If it looks annoyed, I probably won't pet it.
Are you going to try to pet the cat?
Does it look annoyed?
It's sitting there kind of quietly, just like
waiting.
It closed its mouth, and it looks like
no. I'm just gonna let it. I'm gonna let the god speak.
Eviscerated.
It's not my god, so I'm not super interested. Like, I probably understand that there's like a deity or entity in this room, but I'm like, I'm gonna leave.
All right.
I'm
you
gonna
head out from the bookcase, and then the cat says, "Is anybody else wanting to leave?"
Not until we're done, I guess.
Delsin's like, it's my fucking house, cat.
Where am I going to the fucking house, dude?
Peach kind of just moves closer to Torian, and Torian kind of just leaning against the wall, looking up at everything. And the cat
time that
now,
I'm doing things to play around.
The creature that guards what you all seek. It was shackled away a long time ago. And it's a wrong I've been waiting to right for well over 2,000 years. Have any of you ever heard mention of the Time Riders before?
I guess that's a time for a history check here that I think that's been said out loud at one point.
Rainn starts thinking as Andy lifts up his hand.
I do not have a character sheet up, but I'm pretty sure it's a 22, but let me double check.
You happy dog?
Yeah, it's a 22. Would have helped if I had my character sheet up.
You, in your own personal knowledge, with a 22, has never heard of anything, only from what Andy may have told you about Andy's excursion.
Yeah. I don't remember how much I told you.
I don't remember either.
It's been a while.
You kind of glanced over it, like said, hey, I tell Rainn everything that happened, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose that knowledge set.
Okay.
One of the oldest of these time writers. Of course, you would know about them looking over at Andy. Their name was Time. Time the Bastard Time Writer. One of the first time writers
I'm
to
like
pick up the mantle.
Like THYE? No, THYME?
TIME.
I hate you, Brian.
Time the Bastard.
Time the Bastard Time Writer. That's what this entity called them.
I'd have bastardized that kid too.
A long time ago, when time didn't march forward.
Oh, God. You say time
It's
anymore.
I don't have time for this.
No, just say, if you keep saying the word time, it's going to become a meaningless fucking word. And I'm like, you've said it 4 times in the past one sentence.
Blessed with a fragment born of light and time.
I guess I can roll for that one, too.
The entity stood against a creature whom none have survived a visit before. He sealed away the beast and trapped him within a imprisonment spell, binding him in his lair within a single jar made of chains. The fragment that they owned was known as the stagnance of time.
When you said jar, I just pictured a pickle jar with like a fucking pop lid.
An artifact like no other. Powers possess that mirror those of the jar of preservation. This beast needs not to be shackled anymore. Xylia has a design. I'm not sure how well things will remain balanced if it plays out.
An insight check to see if this entity has good intentions.
Yeah, I want to do that as well.
Something.
Roll an insight check. And the last thing they said there is the fate of a group of individuals destined to fail over and over and over again until they succeed may rest upon his release.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I rolled a 10, so...
I have a 19.
Second.
Brian has to look at his notes.
You rolled a what?
19.
10.
Andy, you can't get a feel. The presence is kind of overwhelming. You kind of at times feel good and then bad vibes and then back to good. It's really hard to get a reading on it. And Rainn, with your 19, you're very good at reading people and understanding where they fall, since you typically remain neutral on most things.
I've tiptoed the line back and forth.
You feel like whatever this entity is close to that of you too. Okay. But may with hints leaning towards possibly bad. You're not sure.
I'm going to... Okay, so...
Get a sugar mama.
Will this entity harm those at the gala?
This entity just wants to be free. What they choose to do with their freedom does not worry me as long as balance is restored by their imprisonment breaking.
No.
We could
Kinda like-
always be like, yo, we'll let you free as long as you promise not to kill anybody.
And if he doesn't respond to that,
I was about to ask, is this entity
can this entity speak? Can we communicate with him?
intelligent?
Probably one of the most intelligent creatures you have ever run into in your life.
Okay.
Alright.
Fair.
See? He'll listen to reason, I'm sure. I'm sure an
Maybe.
entity that's been locked up for 2,000 years would probably be pretty receptive to any, like,
Positive
barter.
influence.
Yeah.
I hope so. Can you just imagine if it's like a fucking aboleth and it like just bursts through the fucking floor, mind flays everyone, that dives deep into the earth?
Let's see, this is Rainn's like literally just going through every scenario that's possible. It's just leaving and being like, thanks. Have a nice day. It popping
That's
through the
fine.
floor, obliterating everyone that's important and could make Rainn's life possible in the future. She's like, this is a lot of. She's going through these in her head.
My herald may be getting influenced in its escape as well. If you all assist, there may be some help I can provide afterwards.
So letting this free will help those who are brought by the gods to save this world.
I can almost guarantee it.
And this will not harm Xysta's plan.
I believe it could be to her design. Her and I haven't spoken quite some time.
Rainn's trying to calculate the level of chaos Xylia likes because Xylia is a chaotic good god, but she's a little, chaotic.
What will happen? What will happen if this creature dies?
Let's just say more chaos than your friend who just left plans to unleash.
Will that help? Will this help balance that out?
We'll do our best, but if this beast,
Go ahead, Andrew.
harms innocent people, I will have no choice but to.
The cat laughs with an open mouth open.
I'm gonna turn to Delsin. I'm like, I don't think us killing this is an option here.
I'm down to be like, hey, do you want to be friends? I feel like
So it's
that
intelligent
you
enough to
did
easily.
pretty well
So
for me.
is a highly intelligent being that would be willing to negotiate terms.
Hmm.
I can work with that.
I haven't seen this entity in at least 2,000 years before time even moved forward. I don't know how age has affected their ability to reason.
Were they reasonable when you knew them?
All they craved was gold and their solitude.
We can definitely guarantee solitude.
True.
Ooh, is it like a dragon?
Yeah, my brain just went, fuck, it's a dragon.
Guarantee solitude.
I like dragons. They're cool. It's a cool idea.
I'm starting to get the feeling this is a dragon.
Same.
Well, dragons you can talk to for sure.
Yeah, they're very smart.
Yeah,
But dragons also can cause chaos. You have to play your cards right. Okay.
Gonna change my patron to a dragon.
Dragon.
Seabreeze goes, I'll follow you anywhere. Just raises his hand.
And then the cat turns to Andy for a second and looks at you and says, you out of all of these here should feel the responsibility to set this imbalance right.
Do you think it would help me with my friend?
The cat comes down the steps and kind of gets a little bit closer to you all with all surrounding and just looks at you and just I've been able to smell them on you since I first saw you. You actually are the embodiment of time.
I mean,
Your-
me.
Who you hold inside you is directly responsible for this creature being shackled.
Oh,
That's concerning.
that's not on me. I mean,
It is. You
What do
hold
you
that
know?
you hold that burden, and I would implore you, especially since a child of the monastery, all about the infinite creation and keeping everything balanced within the multitude of timelines. This is a balance you directly should hold that weight to set right.
So that's even more shit I'm gonna pray about with the fucking cart ride over the fucking misfortune.
what do you know about the person inside me?
They have been the responsible one. They have been the one responsible for most of the imbalances I've had to set right since the 1 second war. Whatever has caused them to be bestowed the fate of being sealed inside one such as yourself, it's a fitting punishment for them. And since you now hold that within you, you hold within the ability to set everything they've done right, starting with this.
Okay, now that I'm looking in this creature's like eyes directly, I want to see if they're trying to manipulate me.
Roll
That
an
is-
insight check.
Yeah, that's the question here. Is this manipulation or is this just like them being honest? I rolled the same number. It is a 10 total.
Then you look into this cat's eyes. You've trusted this cat.
Yep.
You've loved this cat. You've taken care of this cat.
Yeah, I super have.
Super been manipulated by this cat.
You can't see any way that this cat that's been so kind to you, even use cure wounds on you at one point to heal you,
Mm,
could have any intention of harming.
it would be weird.
I mean, it's a cat. You're a cat person. I mean, like,
Cats, man.
Cats! I'm sorry, Casey. I just screamed cats.
Yeah.
It's okay. Casey has no context to why I just screamed.
I think it's a thing where we'll have to make the decision when we arrive. Once we discuss options with this person.
We shall see how
whoever they are.
negotiations go.
I feel like if they're not if they try to kill us, it's gonna be hard to be like, here, take freedom.
I will.
Fixed
just know-
time, you ungrateful bastard.
Just know that their imprisonment, both external and internal, is held together by a jar of chains. That is what you seek to find in order to set this right.
Okay.
Thieveries just like throws it through a window to cause trouble.
Hopefully it shatters on the way down. Is this
And then-
important? No.
And then
Oh, it is? Yeah.
the cat looks at you all and is just like, well, I have some last minute preparations to do. The world is changing tonight in more ways than one.
You got that right.
I wish you all luck. Don't let me down. And looks directly at you, Annie, for a second before smoke.
Rainn is going to let out the loudest and most obnoxious sigh.
Torian just goes, for the first time since the guy appeared, the fuck was that?
I'm going to look at him and be like, just the gods having fun with us. Never ends, never stops. I'm going to start walking up the fucking stairs. Rainn's just like pissed. Just like, fuck.
What
Just like,
time do I need to be there, Rain?
You need to be there at 7 o'clock.
Feeling it. Okay. How long would it take me to get from here to there, Brian?
Where you guys are at? Just directly walking. Delsin's house to the transfers, no more than a half hour at most. If you went at a leisurely pace, you guys are pretty close.
Okay.
And what time is it, you'd say?
By the time this conversation
4:45?
ends, probably about 4:45.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not late yet. Me and Delsin are gonna take a cart towards
Delsin, Andy, Torian, and Peach are all at the basement. Did anybody follow Rainn, or what do you guys do?
Yeah.
I'm guessing Delsin follows me.
Mhm.
I look back before I reach like the top of the stairs and say, "Good luck, everyone. Be as safe as you can be."
How close is the nearest teleportation place?
You? About, say about 10, 12 minutes.
Oh, you're gonna try and go see Cassin. He might not let you back out of the fucking monastery.
Fast.
I'm fast.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, yeah. Yeah, Andy in his nice fucking dress just starts walking.
And Peach getting up to the stairs, seeing Delsin and Rainn starting to hail a cart down. Andy walking in a different direction. Peach and Torian just look at each other and be like, hey, I hope this still goes well. And Torian's like, we got our own test, dude. Come on, meet with the Baroness. And the two
I give a little as they leave.
head off in their own direction. So Seabreeze and Paul.
Oh god.
Now that we've split the party again.
Again.
What are we doing?
Splitting the party.
Hold on. Oh wait, I wasn't muted. Okay. I'm going. I need to get to the edge of the city, as close to the gala as I can, so I can get to the gala by 7.
Okay. So you're just heading for the edge of the city right now?
Well, ideally, Paul would be leading me, but I want to reach out. What time is sundown? What counts as nighttime?
So the sun will be setting as people are being basically transferred over towards the gala, the estate over there. It's roughly between like 6 and 7 o'clock at this time of year.
So I couldn't go and deal with. Well, I can, but I will be a little bit late. How far away is the edge of the city from where the gala is?
From the
like fastest possible route.
I mean, from where Delsin's house is, you can get to the edge of the city. I mean, how are you trying to get to the edge of the city? Because there is one direct overlook of the edge of the city, and that's over near the Niauchi Care Armory and Transfers. The other parts of the edge of the city are mainly people's backyards. In Divinity's Overlook.
That's fine. It's just a backyard. I'll find a house with no boats out front, no fucking car. Like, I'll just, you know.
How did Seabreeze get arrested this time? Well, he
Seabreeze is gonna break into
backyard.
somebody's house.
He broke into someone's backyard.
Okay. So you lead Paul into Divinity's Overlook, and you can see a bunch of more well-off looking houses lining the streets where go into the actual overlook the edge of the city. All of them are lined together almost like apartments touched together as it surrounds around this way. What do you plan to do? You can see guards walking the street. You can see citizens walking around. A lot of people in regal attire heading towards the center of the city.
Are people paying attention to me? Because if they're not, I need to get to the edge of the city so I can do my ritual for the ever-raging storm. So like that's
your ritual. He has told you before. He would like you to drop them off at a certain spot on the edge of the guy's estate, since it's actually overlooking in the middle of the actual city itself.
and when then I need to go there.
Yeah, exactly where you guys are heading to with the Nialchi Care Armory and transfers.
Okay. So then I want to do this when I get there.
When you get to the guy's estate, yes.
Cool. Well then, fuck. I probably figure this out like halfway down the road, and I'm like, oh, I'm dumb as shit. I gotta wait around. So I'm like literally just gonna be like, I'm gonna like turn on my heel, look at Paul, and be like, sorry, I thought we were gonna be late. And I'm literally gonna lean against a lamppost and pull out a fake apple out of my pocket, like pretend like I'm pulling an apple out of my pocket and make crunching noises like I'm eating an apple. With my
that's such a Cancun thing to do, to just be like.
Paul speaks up for a second. Late to what? Like you've never been really clear, other than you're throwing the fragments off the edge of the city. Do you know what's to come afterwards?
No. No, I don't. And I kind of look puzzled for a second, and I say, like in a kind of cheerful tone, but like kind of sad at the same time, like, but I'll say goodbye to Wet Hands. And what's more, I don't need to know. It's not my job to know. It's my job to keep my friends safe. To make a better world.
What do you mean say goodbye to Wet?
I'm kind of gonna like this. He hasn't met Wet Hands, has he? Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yeah.
He woke up with you the night you got it. It's just been a while for him.
Okay, so the ghost that was following me got ripped out of the amulet and is in a jar now. And I'm going to pour him over the edge and give him to the ever-raging storm so he can live a life of freedom on the airplane.
He's gonna stay quiet for a second. He's just like, Normal spoke every once in a while about your patron, the ever-raging storm. They've been wreaking a lot of havoc throughout time. Do you really think leaving your friend with them is what is best?
I'm gonna like probably in like frustration and a little bit of anger, like stand upright and kind of like, I definitely look like I just got slapped in the face. And I'm like, it is going to make the world in its image. And I have to believe that something that can grant and use and wield such unimaginable power, something more powerful than me, can't be wrong. So I'm going to do what I can to help it and help myself and my friends. And I'm gonna turn and keep walking down the street towards the gala.
Paul's gonna wait for a second and then catch up to you. He's gonna, as you walk beside you, I get that. And he waits until he sees a bunch of guards pass by, and he says, fate's favor says that there's this battle they've been fighting against for really long time. And they said that they're on the right side of things too. That's why they need people in their link like me to actually get things done, to set things right. I mean, I feel like
I'm definitely going to pause at that point and be like, are we on different sides?
I think they're on the same wrong side.
Paul laughs for a second. He's like, I really don't know sometimes. I used to just be a simple stable boy growing up, Seabreeze. And
I'm going to pull Paul down the nearest alleyway, and I'm going to say to him, I value you and your friendship, and I will keep you safe. If we come into conflict, I won't oppose you.
My only enemy, Seabreeze, is Evermore, and what they stand for. Fate's favor is even against what they're even doing.
Well, when this is all over, I'll help you fuck them up, maybe.
Well, I'm supposed to help another link in his chain at some point. Some druid named Chiron Catastrophe.
Nice.
I don't know when or where they're going to be showing up, but she's supposed to meet me here at some
Pause
point.
in the main campaign.
And Asia has to meet Paul now.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna hate it. I love it so much. Let's piss off Asia.
He says that he's like, what are you planning to do after all of this? Because that's what I have to prepare for.
So I told Rainn that I would be the fall guy, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy letting everyone get away free and having to run for the rest of my life. I'm happy with that. Because I'll get to go back to the sea. And I'm going to like wistfully look out over the edge of the city. And I'm going to be like, and that's where I belong. That's where I've always belonged. Someplace where I can be free and I can do what I want.
I remember a really long time ago, for me at least, it was only a couple days for you guys. Yeah, Andy and I joked about getting a boat sometime. Be nice to sail the seas with you all. I doubt Rainn would go, but
busy.
No, Rainn's got too much stuff to do in the city, and that's good. That's where she's needed. My place in this is to be the one that gets pinned, and I will fade into probably some sort of like infamy, probably. But I've got an adventure right here, and I'm like gonna like tap my pocket with Sazoz's Shaloot, and I'm gonna be like, look, I gotta figure that shit out because that's cool as fuck. That shit's dope.
I can tell you once you get out there, and as you know, you've been out there before. It's hard to stay in the confines of a city once you know everything that's out there in the world. I'll probably join you out there someday, but my city needs me.
I look forward to that, honestly. I think we both need a vacation and to be out on the water.
Spin off, spin off, spin off.
Beach episode!
Beach episode!
Beach mini arc.
He's like, I hope so one day. If these deities that we do the bidding for ever gets rid of the need for us, maybe we can go off on our own. But right now, it seems
I'm just gonna like turn on my heel as he keeps talking. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be able to fly and talk. Maybe.
You really think so?
Maybe.
Fuck you, Moth.
You've acquired a lot of words so far. You do good speaking with what you've heard.
No, you
I'm curious to see what your actual voice is like one day.
Oh my god, I hope it's like really deep and melodic. Like the guy who sings Chocolate Rain.
What's that?
Oh, just that little ditty.
You're not Bracket. You can't make these jokes.
I know, but that's what I want you guys to. I wanted you guys to picture that. Like that wasn't
that conversation right there wasn't between Seabreeze and Paul. I was just playing off of it because it's funny. And Paul's like, let's first survive the night. Now, me and you need to get on page with how we're supposed to act.
I've met Page Turner. He's
I've met Cairo.
simpering.
I was there too.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying I know how to act. So if you know how to act, like, just be commandeering over me and boss me around. I'll get you drinks. And be generally unassuming and sneaky.
And as you're saying sneaky, Paul, like first I'm just making this one decision for you real quick, just for this one thing. You go in that with your fingers for a second.
Oh,
And
totally.
you start. You're walking by a like fruit basket stand on one side, and as the person's not looking, you kind of like go like this, and you just see an apple kind of and float into your hand.
Into my hand?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You saw a gust of wind, kind of just almost a sucking motion of the apple into your hand.
I'm gonna be like, what the fuck?
You feel like a little like for a second like something you drank might finally be sitting and having some sort of effect on you.
Oh yeah, those are things. I forgot about that.
Hey, I'm gonna be Thunder Boy. I forgot about that.
This will
Fuck
only cause
yes.
problems.
This will be amazing, and I have support.
It's been basically the same time that day, several days later,
Oh,
exactly when Cairo said this would happen.
I'm gonna turn to Paul and I'm gonna say, "Hey, we're about to get some fucking side effects."
And
He's
Paul's
not.
just like, wait. Oh, those potions. Yeah, that happened a really long time ago for me. I was able
I'm
to
gonna be like,
swirl water all around me for a day. It was awesome.
Oh, true.
That sounds fucking sick. Dude, am I gonna be able to fucking swirl some fucking air around me like a fucking genie?
You basically have almost like a control air in a limited space around you. Like you can change like the speed and stuff like that.
Could I set an acorn in an orbit?
You can always try.
Why do you
That
want
was
us?
useless. Oh my god. I have limited air power, but I can't make an acorn orbit?
I said you can try.
Which means probably not.
You won't know until you try.
I enjoy how that's
try
the
it with
first
the
thing you
apple.
do. You could do a million other things. You're like, no, what I need to do right now, send an acorn into fucking orbit.
No, send it into orbit around my head, like an Einstone, but for an acorn. It'd be awesome.
You're in nature's direction. Find an acorn, Gallus.
Magic is also illegal in the city.
Yeah,
They won't
super illegal. I won't do that because everyone's gonna be like, magic boy over there.
Hey,
And as you and Paul continue to explore this little ability of yours, as well as talk about you and Cairo and Page Turner talking how they're like grumpy together, and like Cairo kind of like ordered Page Turner to do things, but they had like almost like a really good relation together, figuring out how your game plan of beating each other for the day.
Can I have a chance to apply a disguise kit to myself in case my disguise self wears off?
Yeah, break down an alley, roll a stealth check with Paul.
All right, hold on a sec. Do I roll with advantage since I'm having Paul apply the makeup and shit?
Well, right now this is a stealth check just to be hidden within an alley.
Oh, good point. Hold on.
Guards see you applying makeup, putting a disguise on in an alley. What you doing?
Having fun.
What's up?
Going to the club.
Oh, hey, guys. My phone is right about to die. I have to get off the call for just a quick second, so I'm gonna make this roll. And
We'll resume that in a second.
all right, hold on.
So we'll go over to Rainn and Delsin.
Go to Andy. I need to pee.
Go to me. Oh,
We'll go over to Andy first.
I need to pee real quick.
Andy,
yeah.
you walk through the city, and you know the monastery is a measly from your location in nature's direction, maybe a 20-minute walk or so.
Yeah.
By the time you get there, it's a little bit after 5, and you're supposed to be around there. Like you go in at 7, but everybody starts meeting at 6 o'clock. So you have about an hour before everything starts moving forward with the gala.
As I'm like walking there, how do I feel? Like, is there any sense of like resonating truth of what this entity said about the person inside me? Do I kind of feel like that was like this person is evil, or do I feel like this person maybe is complicated and made some bad choices?
Roll a wisdom check.
Nat 20.
Fucking natural one, yeah. I would love to be wise as an actual high wisdom character.
Andy, right now,
Yeah.
that dropped information being called the embodiment of time, somebody you just called, who's just known as Time, the bastard time writer. Things are lining up with what Kasin was saying, but you looked into yourself that moment in the shower, and the creature looked hurt, almost in pain inside of you. This whatever was inside Lucky was telling you that they wreaked havoc, caused imbalances, abuse basically their powers in this shard, this embodiment. It's like a shard or a fragment of light and time. You didn't get that vibes from this person inside of you.
Yeah.
You don't know really, honestly, who's lying and who's telling the truth.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just kind of thinking it over. And it's disquieting for sure. As he's just like walking barefoot towards the monastery, because fuck boots.
Oh no. Oh yeah, sorry. So I just remember. I remembered Rainn said she was going to give the boots of speed to Andy before the gala. That's not happening.
Yeah, I don't have them. It's okay.
I'm not even wearing them. They're in my bag.
Yeah,
that's
so that
okay. You didn't hand them to me.
Totally
I'm
forgot
gonna
about
be
it.
barefoot. Who gives a shit? No one's gonna care. My dress is floor length anyway, basically.
5 minutes past 5, you arrive at the front of your monastery. Looking up at the pillars, for the first time since you've been here, it doesn't feel necessarily welcoming to see this, as so much chaos and confusion circling around your head about what could have happened with you, what's going on with you, and what Costin said you need to figure something out. It almost looks like the pillars are larger and foreboding, just staring up at them in their entire mass. You see the wind whipping around, some clouds making the day a little bit dark. It almost looks mischievous.
I skirt around the building and I make my way to the wind area.
A few monks as you walk by, just other students, you're like, "What's up, Annie? Annie." So one person out the window who's just sitting in a window reading a book. Oh, hey, as you walk by.
Yeah, I'll be polite to all of them. I like them.
And you
And
get over
just-
to Shyland's priest.
Yeah, and I just listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Because I don't know
trying?
where Costin is. I don't know what he's up to. So I'm just sitting here, standing actually, and yeah, I guess trying to get in touch with the person inside me. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. Just trying to be like, what's your deal? You know? Like, is this person lying to me? It like just kind of trying to feel it out for myself, but also definitely trying to intuit from them as well.
How long are you waiting? And then roll a wisdom check.
However long I can, before just sprinting back to the teleportation area.
So
Be a little fashionably late.
if you fast travel
Mhm.
from the monastery, it'd be about 5 minutes to the closest fast travel, and then the closest fast travel
Okay.
location to get to the armory and transfers would be about 15 minutes of 20. So you need to leave at 7 o'clock, but everybody starts gathering at 6. It depends on what time you want to actually get to the transfers area.
I'll get to the transfers a little late. I'll spend like almost an hour here, I think.
Okay.
Because it's like 5 right now. I'll spend like an hour here. I'll be like 20 minutes late.
Little wisdom check.
Yep. That's much better. That is a 17.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind as you are sitting here with the wind blowing by you, whipping up stronger than ever before. Rainn and Delsin. Rainn, you see everybody start splitting it off in their own different directions. The feel, honestly, from the confidence before speaking to Lucky, kind of feeling a little bit shattered for a second as everybody splits off. You herald down a cab. Driver inside seems to be a small. It actually seems to be the exact same boy that you had slept with.
Damn, I
After
want
the
quiet
fight.
during this goddamn cab ride. I'm probably just gonna be mean to him then.
And he's just like, oh, and the same one that you wanted him as a getaway cart. He's like, oh, hey, it's been a few nights. How are you?
As well as I can be.
Oh, where you heading to?
What the fuck was the name of this place that we're meeting Misfortune? I knew it was a store.
She let you know that it's basically a cellar outside a storefront on the corner to the side of where the Shikara Armory and Transfers was.
Yeah,
she didn't give a name at the time, but you do know that roughly from where she was describing, there used to be a music shop called the Songbirds over there.
And then I'll say near the Songbirds, where the word you said afterwards because you went sketchy.
Nest.
The Songbird's Nest.
He was like, huh, well, that place closed down a while ago, but sure. And he kind
That's
of
clearly
looks,
not sketchy as fuck.
he kind of like looks between the two of you, and you seem quiet, and he can kind of get a vibe from you, and he's just like, well, I'll be here if you need me. And he kind of just closes the little thing slowly from the front of the cart to the.
Oh, I assure you, I won't need you.
And Delsin and Rainn, you are left alone in this carriage.
I'm probably going to...
You do have Pitch on your shoulder though, so his Pitch is still in.
Okay.
Sorry. One last thing. Before you got into the cart, I almost forgot this, and I don't want to forget this. Before Peach went off, and before you guys went there, Peach walked over to Torian. Oh, Peach kind of zips over to you, Rainn, and be like, "You asked for these notes," and she hands you your notebook back.
Okay, cool. I'm not even gonna look over them right now.
You can see that the first like 15 pages are like written through for a second, and she's writing fast, and then you told her to slowly. So like she's like, the notes are sorry, I ruined like part of the pages, but like turn a few pages, you'll see what I wrote. Sorry, and she kind of runs off the Torian.
I'm gonna put that in my bag. I don't have time for it right now. Serenity's coming even more of a B plot than it was before. It's like, fuck, you're now like an E plot. Sorry, Serenity. Rainn's probably just gonna sit. She's gonna sit very quietly in the cab. How long's the ride about?
Nature's direction in his area to there.
Probably like 15 minutes, right?
Carriage ride, leisurely pace because there's a lot of foot traffic on the road right now, as well as other carts that you see going around. Probably about 20 or 25 minutes, just because there's traffic.
Okay.
It's I-95 up in this bitch.
No, it's going to the center of town during a festival. Like, shit, the art festival's here. Fuck, we can't drive to the center of town. Whoopsie. All
right, in Delsin, you and Rainn are here alone in the cabin.
Rainn is cabin. Trying to make it romantic for some reason. You're in a cabin. Now you're
cabin in the woods. I don't know how you got here.
Low. Will you stoke the flame?
Okay, you're putting me off track.
Sorry.
It's okay. It was worth it. Rainn's gonna probably she knows respectful position to pray to Naira. That's on you to DM to decide how that works out, like what her position would be.
Whenever somebody prays, I make them roll a religion check to see.
Why? No,
how
I meant like in terms
prayer
of the
acts.
position she's sitting in towards praying. I haven't gotten to the praying bit yet.
Roll a religion check to see if you know how people who pray to Naira pray.
Okay. Yes. Let me actually bring it. I believe it's a 23, but
Wow.
I was like, wow, that roll like nailed exactly what I expected from the character. Yeah, it's a 23. She used to pray to Naira, so
The two that you do know the most are from the Blessed Feet tribe, which they pray to her through rituals and like feasts and stuff like that. You do know the druids who do follow her in her circle. Typically, they know their prayers are most heard when shared with another. They kind of sit in a circle with somebody, kind of like together, cross-legged.
oh man, okay. This is gonna be awkward for poor Delsin. Poor little high elf boy and the forest elf girl's gonna be like, hey, I need your help for a second. One of the best ways to pray to Naira is with the help of another.
Okay.
And I'll show. We'll probably sit down on the floor of the cart instead of in the seats anymore, and sit crisscross. I can't do it in my chair. It's just not going to happen.
You don't need to act it out. It's not drama.
Oh, come on, I'll act it out.
Oh, Andrew. Okay, fine. Okay, even DM's joining it. All right. Okay.
And what? Hold hands. Do I have to?
Yes.
Is it typical, like speaking out loud, or keeping it to yourself?
It is something where that does not really matter in more
Okay.
group settings. It seems like they speak out loud, but you can also do individual prayers.
Okay, I'm going to pray individually though, and in her head. And Rainn is going to very simply ask, life's getting a lot more difficult than I ever thought it was going to be.
Nice, buddy.
It's my own fault. It's my own fault.
Rainn.
Hey, it's me, Rainn. I might have fucked up. Rainn's gonna do that much more.
Also, Colin, while you're doing this, Andrew, just a thing. I want to know what Delsin's thinking of this afterwards. Rainn's just like, okay, join hands with me, and then just gets very quiet. So I want to know your reaction after.
Delsin's kind of just going with it, to be honest.
You probably even see Rainn slightly mouthing words, but you'd have to like perception check to see what she's actually saying.
Do you want to try to read what she's saying? Because she's kind of wording things. Roll a perception check. Yeah,
I'll let him roll first, and then I'll say what I want to say.
Delsin and his perceptive ass.
Yeah, I know. So he's probably gonna know.
I do have a very high percent. That is 21.
Yeah,
you can make out the conversation, whatever Rainn is mouthing, because her prayer is coming out in her. She's actually mouthing as she's saying it. So everything Colin's about to say, you can actually make out.
Okay. So what I just say? I said everything's a lot more complicated than I've ever planned.
Mm-hmm.
I know it usually doesn't work this way, but I need guidance towards what's the best answer here. I want to keep the people safe. I want to keep them from harm. But other deities are... I don't know if I'm speaking loud enough. Am I speaking loud enough?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay, cool. Other deities are getting involved. I haven't prayed for so long since I never felt any of you gave a shit. Clearly there's players in the game, and they do care. Please help and guide me towards a better answer to what to do.
Interesting.
You should roll a check.
Religion.
18.
Nice.
Probably sitting here, Delsin, you probably realize, because we're probably sitting cross-legged, which doesn't work for Rainn, who's wearing a dress. You probably can see the panther tattoo on her leg a lot more clearly than you've seen it before, and realize that she has a giant Naira's Grove tattoo on her
Also,
thigh.
definitely the dagger strapped to her thigh as well.
Oh yeah, it's probably strapped just above the panther's head.
How long do you sit here in silence afterwards?
Up for the rest of the ride.
Okay.
Delsin will just say, I've never been one for prayer, religion, but you seem to have find comfort in it.
Is this right after I finish speaking, or like near the end of the ride? Right
After you finish, yeah.
Okay. Rainn stays quiet until the end of the ride. Before, at the end of the ride, she'll say, "I haven't prayed in over 6 or 7 years."
Well, if it's been this long, still wanted to do it. That'll mean something.
I don't have all the answers. Maybe the gods have a plan.
No one does. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I like to think we could make our own destiny.
Let's hope so.
You guys get to your destination. There's no whispers, there's no signs that you immediately see Rainn, which kind of brings a level of, I don't know, lack of faith. You know, all these gods meddling in your life from the time you ask out for one, you don't hear anything directly.
Rainn's probably gonna feel a little upset about that, but not dwell on it too long. She hoped, but didn't expect anything special.
Okay.
She assumes Naira's a busy person.
And as you guys get to the area, you can start hearing a knock, knock, knock on the door, and the guy's like, "Hey, it's basically blocked at this point. I can't go much further. You good to walk the rest of the way?"
Sure. And we get out, and I'm going to ask him to, if he can, get to an alley. I need to look at a map. It's in the bottom of my pages. Give me a sec. Because the transfer station is at the center of that big walkway into the
Transfer station.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Immediately there.
That's what I thought. I'm going to tell him to stow away in the alley, just in nature's direction. Right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to hand him... I need to see how much gold I have. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to hand him 50 gold.
It's like,
That is a lot of gold.
You're correct. Because I'm paying him for... Stay there. Be ready to move fast.
he's just like, "I'll be waiting for you." I mean,
what he thinks is gonna be like, he's like, "Ooh, this might be fun. Rowdy, we're gonna be in trouble and about to be arrested, and I might shove him off his own cart."
He kind of like gives the eyebrows for a second too.
Rainn does the most half-hearted flirt smile back.
Do I notice any of this?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you're
I think you know I slept with him, because like I left the bar with him the
What
night
you
of our
say,
fight.
Andrew?
I was just gonna be like, what the fuck is
After.
that?
Alright.
And we walk.
What
I
you
walk away with Delsin uncouple-like until I'm out of his view sight,
Okay.
and then I will grab onto his arm as if we were a couple.
Okay.
Gotta
What you
leave my
guys-
sexual opportunities open.
What you guys see as you get out of your car and it starts going off in a different direction? Just people everywhere. Kind of right. You can see rich people. You can see like people who definitely live in the outer ring of the city, all kind of mixing together in a crowd. The rich kind of like pushing to the side, the poor trying. It almost looks like they're trying in a way to like some of them sneak in, and there's guards almost forming a wall trying to shove some of the other people outside the other area. this is happening more towards the Nialchi Care Armory transfers. You guys could easily walk around without going towards the line first, but guards are shouting, "Only for those going to the gala tonight. We are starting to separate them. Everybody stay back. If you are not here for the gala, go back to your homes. Clear the streets. We are trying to set things up here. Go." And you can see people at times like rushing them and getting knocked back, things like that. Some people getting arrested at times. Other people kind of like grabbing for guards to kind of get them behind, showing their invitations and things like that.
I hope the gods don't revel in this chaos too much.
And where do you walk over? I'm assuming towards where Songbird's nest was.
Yeah, and we'll probably head towards a less visible way to get into the building. Or at least wait until it looks like no one will see us, and then we'll sneak in.
Nice. Okay.
Like the just random dice roll and him going, nice.
What's everybody's passive? What's everybody's passive?
Well, it's only 2 of us. Passive
just
perception is 11.
17. Do I see anything?
Yeah, on the other side of the city.
Mine is a
He's
7.
been so perceptive.
What was yours? 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, by the time you get over to Songbirds, without noticing it, Rainn, you don't notice it obviously yet. Probably it's negligible to you, but you were pickpocketed 7 gold,
Dude.
and Delsin, you were pickpocketed 8 gold. I rolled a 19 and a nat 20 on random bandits.
Rainn like turns to look to yell, but it's just like there's too many guards to yell about like the fact that she's part of guilds, and she's like, this is just rude.
And pushing and wadding through.
Actually, she's just gonna say, so it's very vague, you're betraying your own.
Those words get lost in the crowd and the hubbub and the chit chatter that you hear everything going on everywhere. But it takes about 10 minutes to wad through all the people and get to the opposite side of the street. So
you said it's 7 gold?
Yes, from you and 8 gold from Delsin.
Okay.
It's currently getting close to 520 by the time you are sitting in front of Songbird's nest. The sign is long decrepit, the windows and doors are boarded up, and there is a direct alleyway entrance to the side of it.
We're gonna sneak in there.
Okay, so you're going down to the alleyway?
Yeah.
As soon as you...
Because I'm gonna guess that the boarded up front is gonna be a little bit harder to get through the front door.
Wow, there's guards and a lot of people.
Yeah, so we're gonna go down the alley and use the back door that's probably unlocked. Or at least has to be picked, and that's doable. So I'm guessing roll for stealth.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
As you're sneaking down the alley, roll for stealth. So nat
27.
20. Delsin, roll a stealth check. Nat 1.
That was cocked.
Mine almost rolled. Mine almost rolled to an 8, and I was almost really sad. Like 7.
14. Okay. Still a good stealth. Okay.
I think I make up.
A nat 20 and a nat 1, and then I have to be like, all right.
I have to do some rolls.
I rolled a 7.
7. Damn. With the amount of chaos going on, it's passable enough to not get caught. And then, as you guys get to the back alley, you can see there are a lot of people around, but not necessarily in the alley. Like, there's more people down this alley than normal. But most of them looking, obviously not rushed, they kind of look like thieves themselves or little kids just scampering around, playing, drawing on a wall, as their parents are probably trying to break into the gala or sneak in for some form. And you can see there is a cellar down the alley to the side. You can see 2 concrete almost steps and a door with a lock on it. And sitting on the concrete all around, and on the board there are several ravens cawing, flapping around a
Ominous.
little bit, hopping around.
So ominous. Can you be me? Rain's literally going to outside and be like,
Extra.
"That's so extra." I'm actually saying, Delsin, is she trying to beat me for extraness?
Oh, she's more dramatic than I've ever
I'm gonna have to prance in. I'm gonna.
been.
Rain's I don't want to look too proper around the people we're with, so I'm gonna have to just look like a normal.
You definitely stick out.
I assume I stick out because I'm not wearing a cloak or anything.
And just so you guys know, as you guys are approaching the cellar door, which is locked, you do see one shaded figure who's hunched against the wall kind of turn up and like turn to you guys, hoods up and holds a dagger. He's like, "Give me your coin purses right then. Nobody needs to get hurt." He sees you guys in dresses. You look like higher society, and he's just like, "No one needs to get hurt. Just give me your coin purses, and I'll let you go."
Oh man.
Crush
do I
his
want-
windpipe.
I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Do I want to actually harm him and make a scene?
Get a few unconscious, actually.
Give me a second.
He's holding a dagger to both of you. Like, you're probably insulted.
Yeah. Know what?
I'm
I'm going to disarm him and then hold him against the wall.
What were you doing, Delsin, too? Just want to hear what he was thinking, too.
Oh, he pulled a knife on us, correct?
Yes.
We're just gonna stare at him and be like,
So Dawson's be like, really? Well, I'm gonna sit there and just smash his face against the wall.
Delsin, roll an intimidation check, and Rainn, roll a strength check.
intimidation?
Yes.
That's going to be. Oh crap! How do I do math?
17.
18.
So you said you disarm him and smash his head into the wall?
Not trying to like actually hurt him, but to. It's more of an intimidation of rip dagger from his hand, make him drop it, and I'm essentially like using my Brawler's like ability to hold him and pin him.
Okay. So Delsin, you look at him with that stare, and he kind of like for a second like has a confusing look at his face and looks at you. And in that moment, Rainn kind of comes in, grabs his wrist, and knocks the dagger out, and uses her grappling feet to grab him and shove him against the wall. And you now have him like knocked there and pinned. He's like, "Oh, what?
This
What
is
the
not.
f-
Rain just simply says, "This is not the time. If you want to go make money, go in the crowd." And she lets go of him and pushes him down the alleyway away from them.
And he stumbles and trips for a second. His dagger falls on the ground. He kind of grabs it, looks at you, and kind of, and he runs off into the crowd. You can see the rest of the people who were in the alley there. Like, looks like all of them started to come up with daggers when he was doing it and hiding, and then they kind of all just put it away.
Yeah.
And then they kinda,
actually-
walked it. Go ahead.
I'm going to say to them, the better picks are in nature's direction tonight.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. You need to hear it, Delsin.
There was other people who were surrounding around, the kind of like pulling daggers out, and then they saw what you did, and they kind of put it away. And she told her to go to nature's direction. They kind of all scamper out of the alley, and you guys are alone here with the locked cellar and the ravens.
Well, this is where we're supposed to be.
Rain's going to pick the lock.
Roll a lock picking check.
Do I have stats for this?
Wouldn't it be sleight of hand or
It is dexterity and proficiency because only Seabreeze took expertise in lockpicking. So
I need
Yeah,
to-
boy.
Give me 1 second to double check what my proficiencies are.
should be a +3, I think, at this level.
Well, I'm just making sure I actually took
Yeah.
it in that.
Well, every rogue has proficiency in lockpicking. It's just you can choose to get expertise in it if you would like. So it's
Got it,
your
got it.
+4, +3, so +7.
Coolio, that's a 19.
19. The lock opens up. and clatters to the ground, sliding down the wooden boards. And the ravens kind of like hop off the board and like all line the concrete on the side and just stop and stare and look at you, cawing at times.
I'm gonna
He's
look at
here.
the ravens in
This
the
is some,
eyes.
like extra the omen shit kind of bullshit.
Rain's just gonna look at the ravens and be like, "This is extraordinarily extra."
Well, at least we know she's here.
That is true. And Rain is gonna walk down the stairs,
I
and
will follow.
I'm gonna actively kind of, I don't know how to describe it with words, like kind of stand with more of a proper posture, like the posture of someone of high society who was born into, who actually knows like how you're taught to stand and shit.
I walk around with books on my head.
Yeah, like that kind of like.
And as you guys walk down into the cellar, not knowing how this conversation with Misfortune is going to go after already many things to flood your mind, let's take a 5 to 10 minute break, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna chug the rest of this beer. See you guys in a sec. see us, they can hear us, and I freaked out Twitter.
You just imagine like, oops, I shut everything off.
No, I freaked out Twitter
Screams
real bad.
red.
I was clicked
Oh,
on
hello.
Twitter when I hit the transition key, which apparently freaks out Twitter. Didn't know that.
My
News.
dog just slithered off the couch like a snake so that he could lay on the ground and spread out more.
And we are back, and we are going to continue this adventure first with
Hey,
Andrish.
Andrish.
Andrish? Yeah.
This is all I keep saying Andrish.
I'm a good character.
Callum, say Andrish in a weird accent. You're the only one who didn't do it.
On the
Here we
face.
go. I'm a character.
So, Andrish.
Oh, I woke my wife up.
Oh,
Guys,
no.
look at me. You guys,
Andrish,
you've been sleeping for like an hour.
you're focusing, and the wind just keeps picking up and blowing around you until the wind becomes almost like a blur. You feel that silence, that solitude Costin is always telling you he finds answers in. Until the world is completely silent, and it's just you, your mind, and whatever you're trying to connect to inside you. And you open your eyes, and you're in a very dark place. Nothing but darkness surrounds you all, except for about 15 feet in front of you. There's a red glow circling the floor right above the same hunched over creature who's just like, run, you fool! Oh, God! And you're just groaning and mumbling all different sorts of words.
I walk over to it and lean down.
He hasn't moved, and he just keeps mumbling. Just, the time, so on. Oh, constants, variables, constants. I'm forget, stab, dead. And he just keeps on mumbling these words over in synchronym. And you get right near him. Like, how close are you?
Like, real close. Just kneeling down in front of his face.
And then a few seconds later, just his head shoots up, and you can see bright, burning red eyes staring back at you, blood trickling down these fanged teeth. He's just looking at you, so what are you doing here? Why are you here? Get out, get out, get out.
I need to know something.
What is my jail or my prison, my cage? You need to know about me. You know
I
you
didn't
are.
ask for this.
Neither did I. And yet we're stuck with each other. Worthless mongrel like yourself. Stuck inside a rat.
And what did you do to get that punishment?
Nothing I did. Only the universe working against my will. And he points down to himself, and you can see this gaping wound, and there's like a broken part of a spear in his chest. I cannot die. They've worked to find a way to prevent me from changing again. And you are all that I have to keep myself here.
Who are you in service to? Are you in service to anybody?
Ryan, you worry me.
God Xylia bound me to this world, but I do not service you. The only thing that is binding me right now is you. I hate you. Everything you are, but I need you to live if I'm to live.
Well, I suppose it doesn't matter how you feel about me.
All I need is you to live. That's all the reason I care about your survival.
Thanks for the hint, by the way. I knew to run. And I just stand up.
You'll need my powers again. That's the only reason why I'll actually ever communicate with you, help you. You cannot die. I will not let you, for my survival depends on it. You'll come ask me when you need it. You need to, or else you're not going to survive what's ahead of you. You really think that you can get out of this alive without any sort of assistance?
I have assistance.
Your friends.
Yeah. Ever had one?
Oh.
Yes.
That was low key, super savage.
And all of them betray you in the end.
Maybe not if you treat them right. And I walk away.
You hear him crying in pain as you see his body curl back up and you fade out of the darkness, waking up once more in Child's Breeze.
Then I wake up, I just go, that's all I needed to know. And then I walk.
Okay.
And
And
I
where
just
do
walk.
you where do you walk to?
I stretch a little bit. I feel a bit better. I know what I'm doing now.
And I just long gait walk towards the gala. I keep an eye out for Carson if I see him.
A perception check.
Yeah, you got it.
Also, just want to say out here, I have consumed so much things that have inspired me out through all my life. Vicky, you are essentially Naruto Uzumaki here.
I haven't watched any of that, so
Perception
I
check.
had a
also
feeling.
definitely keeping an eye out for Anaslata for sure.
What was your perception check?
18.
18. You're looking around.
Yeah.
Are you going through the monastery or outside?
Outside. I assume I came around the left side. I'm gonna go around the right to leave.
Okay. Walking around the outside of the monastery, you see nothing but other students walking around, studying, practicing together. You actually like to walk by at one point when the wall kind of closes. You can see like two people fighting in a tournament style, and you kind of have to like hop on the wall to go around without getting in the way.
Yeah.
But no signs of Carson. You even look on the roof where he sometimes is. Nothing you can see up there. Nothing about Anaslata.
Okay. Yeah. I just kind of I feel like Carson and I are in tune with each other enough that if I kind of am like, yo, I'm good, man. I feel like he's probably gonna sense that in some way. So yeah, I just kind of feel better is what I do. And I just kind of like feel like, hey, you and I are connected. I'm good right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Andy heads towards the gala and whatever fates await him and his friends there. Seabreeze, you and Paul get to the same chaos that Rainn and Delsin did see a few minutes before them. There's really no way you're gonna interact because there's just so many cards, so many characters, so many people. Is there anything you would like to do in the hour you have here as you see guards kind of shoving people away, trying to get in, taking people in with invitations, creating almost like a circle around the Nialchikar armory where
Am I
there are
allowed
families
to
being
go
held.
in without my without Andy?
Andy has a ticket all by himself. You and Paul are tied together with the tickets for Cairo and Page Turner. You just
she's Pyra. Okay, so
Yes.
can we go in now and then I make my way to like be near where I want to be at sundown?
If you want to try to get in, you walk up to some guards.
I feel like spending the hour trying to get in and make myself like seen, heard, something like at least marginally memorable, but not like of me. You know what I mean? Like all of the classic ways that wallflowers make themselves like important to a party, but low key.
Okay, so you're approaching a garden.
Yeah.
Okay. As they're pushing
Oh
some
wait,
away.
wait.
Mhm.
I didn't make my stealth. I didn't finish my stealth check or make up my performance check for my makeup.
Oh yes, we forgot to do that. So what was your stealth check?
Okay, so the stealth check is a 19.
Okay. Paul rolled a natural 19, so both of you guys are definitely stealth in the alley, and you're gonna roll a performance check with advantage because Paul's gonna help.
Okay.
And what are you trying to look like?
I'm trying to look like Page Turner, but with all of my weapons on me, and when I take the potion, I'm gonna look like a slightly more accurate rendition of Page Turner with no weapon.
Okay. So roll a performance check with advantage.
That's a straight up nat 20, my dude.
Okay.
Nice.
Given the time you had before going there, I'm going to say it took 10 minutes to actually get the disguise well put together. So it's about 5:10-ish.
Do I
Well, actually,
feel...
hold on. You left at 4:30. You walked over towards there. You and Paul had that slight conversation. Because you'd probably want to do this when you're somewhat closer to there, so you can have a lot of time. Probably get there at like 5 o'clock. Yeah, actually, it'd be about 5:10, and you're close to the outside of the armory, like an alleyway or two out of the way. You pretty successfully like Page Turner.
Okay, I'm not gonna take the potion yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait and see and use it if my makeup gets fucked up or if I need to look like someone else in a pinch.
Okay. So Paul's like, wow, that you might not need the potions. I'm not sure how they'll feel about the weapons you have on you, but well, I guess we'll see. And he just
Well, they look decorative except for the hammer. So honestly, I may even just put the hammer in a belt loop on the back of my pants, under my coat.
Okay.
You like fasten it somehow to my belt loop.
Okay. And he's just like, all right. And he kind of taps his hat on the top of his head, and you can see the magic fall down over his body until
That's
he shows
wonderful.
the grouchy old face of Cairo Planus Lair. And he's like, okay, this is gonna suck up my throat. And then you're ready to go, and that's the last I'm doing of that. And he's trying to keep mimicking.
And
his
I'm going to
voice.
say to him, are you ready to go? Like, of course I'm ready to go. Let's go, Paul.
And he reaches out for a high five.
I'm going to high five him so good.
Yeah.
Freeze frame.
Oh wait, hold on. Great thumbnail. Callum, turn on your video.
Oh my God, hold on.
We need thumbnails, okay? They're good.
Okay.
Okay.
Goddamn. Oh, I muted myself. I muted
Stupid.
myself and turned my camera back off.
We're stupid. I love us. All right. So you walk up towards the guards and finish pushing somewhere away. The guard's like,
I'm definitely pushing people out of the way for Paul because I'm supposed to be his like assistant.
what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 16, my good sir.
16. Okay. Let me just see Paul's. Okay. As you guys are walking towards the guard, in amongst the crowd when nobody's around, you guys get a hand on both of your shoulders, and like you feel a dagger in your back, and the people are just like, "Don't make a scene. Just hand us your coin purses, and you can go quiet."
Are all of us here?
No, just Paul and Steve.
They are fucked comparative to Rainn, who broke someone's arm.
Yeah, can I turn and break that guy's wrist as like
You definitely can if you want to. Roll a
that
strength check.
is the main thing I think I would do is like turn and try to grab his wrist and And then I'm just gonna whisper to him as I'm holding like so. I'm just gonna see if I do it first to see if it's. Oh my god! I swear to God.
Natural 20.
Yeah, bud. Yeah, it is.
What is your strength modifier? Because I also rolled a nat 20.
I'm mad. I'm so mad. My strength mod is a +2.
Random bandit, I would say, has a +1. So
Probably.
Thank God.
You do the thing, the turnaround where you like grab his arm and you guys are like interlocked for a second, and it's like, what's gonna happen? Like the guy's just confused enough by this really old, decrepit Kenku, and that you just go, and it's
And no, I'm gonna grab his lips and like put my fingers over it and go, shh, don't make a scene. And I'm going to like continue bending his wrist, and pull out his coin purse and hand it to Paul.
And as you see this, Paul went like this behind his back. You can see his hand move, and you can just see the other guy who's holding the dagger to him. His hood, a hand just appears and like pulls it over his head, and like, oh god! The guy falls to the ground from there, and Paul catches the coin purse, and he's just like, in Kyra's voice, I think you guys should go, don't you know? And he kind of like kicks the guy to the side for a second. And the guy who was on the ground picks up his hood, scurries off the one he rogues him. And they run off into the crowd.
I can't believe we both got nat 20s.
So, just so you know, Paul opens up that coin purse. 23 gold. So he gives you 12 pieces and keeps 11.
Fucking sweet. That's literally the only gold I have now. I had 25 silver pieces.
Damn. 11 gold. All right. Well, they wouldn't have been robbing much.
Yeah.
What happened to all your platinum pieces or whatever?
I think no, I gave the no. Actually, what did happen on my platinum? This might be the platinum that I'm thinking.
Oh, instead of 11 silver, it's 11 platinum. Okay.
No, it's 25, and it's in the silver piece spot. That's the only thing I have written in currency.
You did get a lot of platinum at one point, so sure. But okay.
It doesn't matter. I have 11 gold pieces, and I'm not worried about the platinum. If I have any, it's in Delsin.
Oh, that's probably where it is.
You get up to the guards pushing through the crowd. They're pushing somebody to the side. They're like, "Alt, who are you two?" You guys, you're both kind of approaching towards, and Paul's just like, in Kyra's voice, we're guests going to the gala. We got invitations. He kind of pulls it out from his pocket and shows the guard.
Pyro and Page Turner, but like in Page Turner's voice,
he's like,
whatever that is.
That's the pair. He says, "We're gonna be great at faking these two people, Callum. We got this."
It's gonna be fucking fantastic. I don't even know who Page Turner is as a person. I have no idea how he acts.
Because of your disguise set, disguise kit being at 20, roll a deception check with advantage.
Sweet. I have really good at those. Oh my god. Guys.
Did you roll another nat 20?
I rolled with advantage and I got another fucking 20. That's the third one in a row.
Hacks.
Nice. Oh, by the way, Cal, before I get into the rest of this too, because you are Page Turner, you can't get Gaunty off. So Page Turner with a Gaunty on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's got a big metal gauntlet and he's got a saber, not a saber, like a rapier. He's got Hurricane Breeze at his hip, Fazozaz Shalud up Gaunty's sleeve, and the Warhammer, like the mallet or whatever, through his belt loop under his coat.
He's like, all right, I see it. He's like, what is it? Yeah, we can't allow guests to bring weapons like that into the gala.
Oh, and I'm going to hold up like the edge of Hurricane Breeze, and like out of the scabbard, and I'm just gonna chirp to him basically that it's a prop sword. It's just for looks.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. I'm gonna roll this one that just got 2 nat 20s in a row. Oh no.
It didn't do that.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a bad idea.
That's a nat 1, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting that sword taken away.
Oh no.
The guard is just like, he looks at it. He's just like, he touches the edge of it as you're holding up. He's like, this is not a prop sword or prop rapier.
I'm gonna look as surprised as possible, and I'm gonna say, merchant lied.
And Cairo's just like, or Paul as Cairo's just like, oh, page 30, you brought the wrong rapier. God. We've been doing research. I don't know if you know me from Myers, Athenium. These are things that we're researching for the library. It's very important things we can't leave there with us, without us. They need to be on our person the whole time. It is something we got permission from the head of the Athenium to actually keep bringing it to the gala.
Oh. Roll, bitch.
Holy shit, Paul! Oh my god, what a lie you weave.
What's funny is like I imagine
20!
That's fucking fantastic. Brian, me and you have significantly unbalanced this nat 20 rolling for the night.
So the
I will
guard,
now only probably roll 2s the rest of the night. Thank you so much. You've ruined everything.
No worries, I've rolled a lot of 3s tonight.
the guard kind of looks over at Cairo for a second and just back at you. He's just like, all right, you guys look on this. Keep them on your person. Don't do anything stupid, okay?
Can I make an insight check to see if he might take it kindly if I make it shunt into the pocket dimension?
Roll an insight check.
What?
That is a strong dirty 20, my friend.
He's a soldier of the city. Probably won't
So
take
no.
kindly to any sort of magic.
No, that's fine. That's super fine. I'm going to put it on my hip. I'm going to put a hand on it to look like I'm holding it into its scabbard. And I'm gonna like nod my head kind of like half bow very like curtly at him and chirp in the voice that I'm gonna use Cairo's voice, and I'm gonna say thank you.
Of course, now go over with the rest of the lot over on the right side. Those are the ones, not barons, not dukes, not divinities. Overlook the guests in at this the last time slots. They'll sort you into a group to go down to the gala with. Okay. Paul's like, yes. Paul's with yes, sir. Kind of for a second. The guard's just like, just go, and he shushes you guys into the safe area of where there's all the
He's
guests to the
annoyed
gala.
with your existence.
Okay, as we're walking away, when we're far enough away that I know that the guards aren't looking at me, I'm going to put bend it the sword down like on its scabbard so that it lines up with my leg during one step and shunt it into the pocket dimension as I do that.
As you do that, Paul's walking beside you. He's like, probably a good idea, buddy, to keep those away. Keep the other stuff just on your person away, okay?
Yeah, I completely forgot that I could even do that. So,
And
sorry.
And he's on your left side, and he kind of puts his hand down for that upside down high five.
I'm definitely gonna. I think knee-jerk reaction. I definitely would have hit him with Gaunty.
That's why I said he was on your left
I
side.
know you're such a dick.
And then as they touch each other, Gaunty sticks to Paul's hand. Paul's like,
I'm just no. Paul, don't panic. I'll get him off. Just
he's just like,
let
let's hold
me
hands.
not hold hands, but like lean on my shoulder and have me like look like I'm supporting you. Like you're an old man. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm gonna start like whispering at the gauntlet. I'm gonna be like, Let go right fucking now. That is my friend right there. Let go. You're making this difficult. You're making a scene.
As they make a scene.
Roll a deception check with advantage to the whole thing, and then a persuasion check to Gonti.
Okay, deception check with advantage or with disadvantage?
Advantage because Paul.
Okay, so the deception check. Oh, straight up, that's an 18.
Oh wait, like no, no, that's it. Dress. There's to the side of the tree. Come on. Sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. Say that again. What'd you roll?
Deception is an 18, and you said something else. What was the other one?
Persuasion for Gonti.
Persuasion is a 19.
Okay. So you guys, nobody pays much mind to the Kenku, old Kenku helping the old man walking through towards the area. There's actually some guards who kind of just like, this way, and gather you over. And as that's happening, you're yelling under your breath, he lets go. And Paul takes his hand away, kind of rubs for a second. He's just like, whispers under his breath, it'd be really bad if I actually acided you every single time we touched if you get stuck to me like that. Good thing I don't do that anymore.
Good thing I have control over it.
He doesn't need to. You don't need to roll deception check. He doesn't need to roll insight check. He's just like,
He's like, do you though? And I'm gonna be like, no, not at all.
And
About as little as my mind.
And as you were getting pushed over one side to get sorted, Rainn and Delsin,
Yippee.
you were walking down. The cellar doors open. Who goes down first?
Rain goes down first.
Okay. And Rainn, as you start walking down the steps, Andrew, you're walking and your body locks up for a few seconds.
Poor boy.
And you feel something like stir inside you, like something you drank a few days ago is finally sitting in a bad way.
Oh,
And then about 6 seconds later, you almost felt like you turned to stone for a second. Not actually physically, but like you couldn't move.
Sorry, we're still playing D&D. Oh, Andrew's gonna turn to stone.
Rainn, I don't know if you would have noticed that, but Delsin, you flagged behind for a second there.
Maybe not. Rain's focused on keeping her composure.
just gonna shake it off and keep walking.
I'm going to get to roll for random moments. Delsin freezes up.
Are you going to?
And you're going to a public
Shake it off?
space.
You might be on stage at some point.
Imagine to just scoot him away.
To freeze up, though.
Huh?
6 seconds isn't that long to freeze up.
In combat, it is.
In combat, it is, but if you're just like standing,
Imagine just sitting there waving.
So as you guys walk
Just doing the
down there-
sprinkler. You're just like.
With deep panic in your eyes.
as you guys make it down to the cellar, Delsin catching up with Rainn a little bit, not letting her know of his little mishap for a second, so silently panicking himself. You guys see the cellar has one long wooden table with 3-pronged candles sitting at the direct center, which is lit. It's lighting up the room just enough that you can see rows and rows and rows of crates stacked, all marked with various symbols and crests, probably from different factions of the cities, as well as some that are open and you can see broken and sung together musical instruments just lying all over the place from there.
I want to
So
roll
now-
this history check to see if I recognize any of the crests.
Can I do it well?
Go ahead.
Mm.
Uh,
21.
I have to look at my stats. It looks like it's gonna be a 10. That's not very good.
And Rainn, you don't recognize more than just like the Meowchikir guard symbols on there. You can see the Mardathas family on there. You can see the Farbringers. Delsin, you do recognize several different marks. most of them holding on for families your family has dealt with. I can get you a list of family names come after this session instead of making up dozens of families on the spot.
To then forget.
But I will do that, and I will send it to you before next session. Several different families within Divinity's Overlook that you probably know and might run into at the gala. Reason why I'm going to need a lot of prep for the gala session.
I like how like we're doing this session. When's the next time you guys gonna play? Eventually.
The cellar, you can obviously clearly tell, was used for storage for the city at a time, but there's a lot of dust here that makes it seem like it's been forgotten or at least unused for a certain amount of time. What you can see on the table is there are 2 chairs on one end of the table and one on the other end that has a raven perched on the top of the chair's back that's just staring at the rest of the 2 of you. And it points its beak down to those chairs.
Such an air for drama.
Very much so.
Rainn's gonna like wipe her finger partially across the, I'm assuming, very dusty table.
You can see a layer of dust comes off on your finger and starts filling the air around you for a second.
No one's been here in a while.
Yeah, Rainn does the same. It's like, could have cleaned up at least.
And then
I'm fucking muted. I was just saying, yeah, fucking mask lady could have cleaned up.
a gust surrounds around the chair for a second, and the raven's image disappears with Misfortune sitting there, kind of her legs crossed a little bit, and just looking at you 2.
There you are.
Growing up
Hey.
with how I am, you need to be the center stage.
Rainn, who's accidentally taken it from her like twice. It's just like, oops. That's actually not why I say. I don't say oops. I'm just gonna sit there and be like,
I know, it's just funny to think about Rainn saying oops.
Well, as someone who shares a flair for the dramatic, well done.
He pauses for a second, kind of, you can tell, caught off guard by the compliment from Ishi. For a second, she's like, thank you.
Rainn is kind of looking around, trying to poke holes in the dramatic flair, but she's like, I don't got anything better right now, so it is.
You should just be like, dust.
Rainn's going to slide out the chair and kind of like bang it so it like clears its dust a little bit before she sits in it.
Have a restful night, you 2.
In a way.
Rarely are nights truly that restful for those who have work to do.
And there is a lot of work to do.
That there is in the city.
Rainn probably... Is there like napkins and stuff on this table, or is it just random crap?
It's honestly just like random springs and strings from like violins and like all random things spewed across the table.
There's not a
Common
single cloth?
things- Cloth? I'd say you can find a ripped and very dirtied one with some clean spots on it.
Rainn is going to use that to wipe off her chair before she sits down. This is gray dust. She's wearing a black dress. It will show.
Yeah, you are wearing a nice dress.
It's good to see you care for your appearance knowing where we are going. I have to admit, well done with your apparel. You fit in well.
I have the best tailor in the entire city. It's not that hard.
Well, it's now upon us.
It is a night now, isn't it? So what tasks do you have us?
And that's actually something I want to talk about very quickly before we get into exactly what's going on.
You should also know that we need to be seen entering the gala with my family.
And she stops for a second. She's like, That goes
Going against
nowhere.
part of her plan. She's like, wait, what?
That will merely put a blip on what is to come for what we need to do. Several different factions of the city we have reason to believe. Theodore Shadow, Dashuela's Ooze, Litilarian Truthers. Do these names ring a bell to you all?
Some
Well,
of them,
do
yes.
they? Would Delsin know?
Every single
You
name.
know every single one of those. It's your choice if you want to lie or not. That's what I
I
said.
do.
Some of them ring a bell.
I do.
All of them and several other groups are going to make a move and Dice Vault. Some have the same prize in mind. Others for searching for their own personal treasures. Seeing as the gala has a golden opportunity to rob the family with one of the deepest caches in the city. Rumor has it even a necklace from one of the 9 helms sought after. I'd like to think Rainn actually looked down and Delsin.
So, like, from
Nah, Rain probably went Rain out loud says, very interesting.
Just a double question. What were all of the factions that are going to be there that she listed?
She listed Beator Shadow, Gashuel's as Ooze, Telerian Truthers, and she said several others smaller.
Okay, thank you.
And she's like,
Guild battle.
quite interesting. Now, before we talk about what's going on, I want to make sure there is a level of trust between the 3 of us. And for that, I will reveal a secret.
What was
Which-
that?
She says she wants to establish a level of trust between the 3 of us, and for that, I will reveal a secret. Pitch. And you can see Pitch come off your shoulder and flies over to her direction. She's like, "Man, you should keep better care of your pets. This one was on the brink of death when I found them."
Let me think.
Have you? Can you see through them?
My unkindness of ravens helps me with a lot of information. I can
Have
see,
you-
hear, gather everything that they see.
Well, you make trust very hard now, don't you? Rain's smile is kind of a little too big.
I've heard what you've talked about in that bar. I've seen what you saw down in your house. And I think she pauses for a second. She's like, I have knowledge of the gods in work as we speak. Adventurers I've seen out in the world following their guidance all over. And it seems the gods have tasked both of you and your compatriots with their agendas as well, with Madai's estate. I don't know what your original goal of stealing was. And I can't necessarily condone stealing whatever it is. But I will assist you getting into the vault. For the good of those individuals tasked by the gods, and whatever their plans are.
Well,
I stand with what you two believe in, like you said. For Xysta's fortune, 20 rate.
I think it
And
said for Xysta's
Xysta's-
future. Was my
Xysta's-
exact word.
Future, and Xysta's people, talking toward Delsin. Now, I have been burdened with a terrible purpose, which comes with terrible knowledge. that I can never share. But I care for this city. I truly believe you two do as well.
Can I make an
I don't-
insight check with disadvantage because I'm so far away?
I rolled two.
No. And she says, I don't know why your words are so convincing, but I truly believe if the gods are getting involved, accomplishing your goal tonight may sow the seeds towards a fortunate tomorrow. I need to, now I've revealed to you a secret of mine, and I've learned some of your secrets. Trust. Convince me that I haven't misplaced it.
Rainn stands up and says, I was born to serve this city. I didn't know that much until very recently. I'm not sure what I can say exactly to promise my trust, but I have goals. I may not be perfect towards the Queen's wants and needs, but they are all towards the betterment of our city in the long term. Even if we don't all see it at this moment, as I hope its people remain safe. Admittedly, out of all the people you've spoken to or talk of, the gods have never revealed themselves to me. I do everything that you see on my own volition. To want to protect my city, to want to serve my people, to want to do my duty that I was born to do.
Delsin will stand up. Well, actually, hold on. Is there an open seat at the table?
Yuri's sitting.
Like a
There's no open seats. There's only her seat and your two seats. But I know you're going to try to put your shadow somewhere. Where do you
I
go?
was hoping there was an open seat so he could read. Okay. So
Balance him on her lap. He's a shadow. He won't
That's
fall.
fucked up. No, that's how you piss her off. Let's not play that game.
okay. Yeah. Delsin will stand up and my echo will appear across the table in full view of her.
And
And
takes a look at it and then back at you.
the universe gifted me with a power that I still do not understand. I don't understand why I can do this, but I can. So I'm going to use that gift to help the people of this city because they deserve better than what they have got. Far too many people do. And I don't know what I can say to make you trust me, but that's what I believe.
Just that but, when you said but, you but. That's what I believe. I rolled a nat 20, and that's what I'm doing. If I randomly just decide I roll and I get a nat 20, then you freeze up. So Rainn, you saw it freeze up for a second.
Okay.
Misfortune looked at it curiously, and then
Rainn also looks at it curiously and looks at Misfortune like, that's a concern.
Calum, you're muted.
Calum, did you say something?
I did. I said, that's new.
Andy's just gonna burst into flame.
Yes, Human Torch style, like a lion made of fire.
Terrible.
Oh, God.
Gonna be-
How did you guys get kicked out of the gala?
She's gonna pause and she's gonna look back at you, Rainn, for a second and say, "Where were you? when I put you in your lost world.
Did she just not respond to me or what I said?
Rain responded, then you responded. She's
Oh.
first responding to Rain, and then she probably addressed you.
Rain, who's already standing, is going to stand more regally. My home, where I was born. Home that I technically still own, which is annoying. Just kind of like looks like kind of out. Like I'm assuming there's little like cellar windows that face out, and she's like, which is annoying. Because she's now just realized she's like, there's no reason that I don't own the home I own.
And then she turns to you, Delsin. She's like, do you know where that power of yours comes from?
No.
Doesn't fucked if I know.
I'm also somebody who's been gifted with powers I don't quite understand their origin.
Rain's just a normie with no powers.
You can see for the first time ever since you met Misfortune, she kind of for a second puts her hands on her mask and just like puts it. It's like imagine how you would like want to itch your temples and like, oh my god, kind of thing. She puts her hands down over the eyes for a second. Just like, do not make me regret trusting the two of you, or you will be in a lost world for the rest of your life. I can give it to you.
Just don't throw me over the edge again. If it comes to that.
She does a whistle and pitch flies over to you, Rain, and then whistles in another one that kind of has what you can almost see, Andrew. It kind of looks like its claws underneath have been damaged. It looks like this bird has also been hurt at one point, and it's the point where it's almost deformed. It almost kind of looks like a bow and arrow.
Wait.
You're getting a bird.
I'm sorry.
And it
start
lands on
over?
your shoulder. Well, it's a raven. She sends one over to your shoulder, and it's kind of got deformed legs. It looks like probably in the past somebody's messed with this bird and she saved it, but it has some sort of deformity that almost looks like that of bow. And as it lands on your shoulder, pitch lands back. Rain. She says, "I can hear anything you say and even communicate with these. Keep them close. You would be surprised how little they go noticed when by themselves."
You know what generals will be present tonight?
All of them.
Wonderful.
This is the highest security thing this has had what?
How exciting. It only makes our endeavor more fun.
What is it that you all are going for here?
There was probably this much of a pause, like that long of a pause.
I imagine Delsin and Rain will make eye contact.
Rain's just looking down, trying to calculate if it's worth telling Misfortune. And Rain's going to say, I will only tell you if you find me a truth.
Truth are you searching for?
My parents were lost to me when I was young. I want to know their names.
Give me enough time, I can probably figure out who the three items. But not tonight.
I understand.
I have a request.
She turns to look at you.
Information that would implicate my father.
Kind of leans back a little bit in her chair. He's like, implicate of what? Is there any crimes you're aware he's committed?
Murder. Albeit indirectly.
Hiring an assassin would be the crime. Rainn says matter-of-factly.
What she said. And I will tell her the story of him burning down that store and orphaning those children.
He listens to it without speaking up a word. Says,
And he has I can almost assure you he has committed a multitude of other offenses.
your family has gotten involved in something that I could never imagine.
What was that?
You mumbled a little bit.
Your family has gotten involved in something bigger than they could ever imagine. I'm not
All
sure.
that I already gathered.
I'm not sure what their involvement with the corruption within our society is pointing towards, but you have my word.
If you can help me bring him down, I will be in your debt.
I'm arranging like after tonight, though. We
Of course.
we do need him tonight.
after tonight, of course. And Miss Fortune goes, yes, obviously.
Rainn just wants to be very clear. Rainn just wants to be very clear that none of us are gonna mess that little bit up.
Let's just add a whole other layer of stuff that needs to happen.
Rainn's like, I do not need extra stress in my life. Rainn's like, I am taking the necklace that you speak of.
We were hired by the Liberator.
Actually, I'll give you the short story. I was hired by asshole. Fuck. Rainn calls him asshole. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. I have it written down, but not on this piece of paper. Hey DM, can I have the name again?
Altheon the Shamed.
Yeah, Thaltheon the Shamed.
From Beator's Shadow.
From Beator's Shadow. Though I have no intention to truly work with him. He's a terrible person. Pays good money when I need it, but... I was originally hired by him, but soon another party asked for me to switch allegiances.
The Liberator, I presume.
Correct. I'm unsure what she wants.
She for a second, as you're speaking, is just like, of course.
Yes. Rainn agrees 100%. Yes, of course.
You see, for another moment, you see her break into a laugh there for a few seconds before she says, of course, which is, again, out of character for her.
Rainn, you're like, noting, okay. So, though you can deal with this information as you wish afterwards, I only need to hand over the necklace. I can care less anything afterwards that happens. You're now informed as a party who would care. It's not my problem once my contract is fulfilled. I can care less after that point. I have no actual connections with the Liberator beyond being asked for this task.
Mm-hmm.
I only want to fulfill my task. Because then I get paid. Though I barely care about these two errands for these two people below us.
Very well. And a chuckle out for a second. She's like, if the Liberator seeks the necklace, even if you fail, she will get it.
I hope not to fail, but okay. Also,
it's...
do the gods want that? Is this what I'm going to have to learn now? More fates and favors and things that are out of my control?
Only would-be gods want that.
Reasonable. Makes sense why Beator Shadows wants it. They've lost lots of power. They're barely petty criminals anymore.
She sighs heavily for a second. This is in for some changes. This burden is something I cannot bear alone.
Rainn chuckles after that and says, well, admittedly, apparently my parents had good insight. Rain does bring change.
Delsin slowly claps.
I was in the corner like, fucking nailed it! Fucking... Thank you, my hype man.
Good job.
No,
That
this
was
time the
also a
raven-
giant hint to misfortune of who my parents are.
a raven flies into her shoulder and calls a few times into her ear, and she's like, well, it appears that's going to be letting people in soon,
We must join the Maltafast family.
and I am part of the first wave. If you let me in. Sorry. Percent. Once we are both in, anything that you learn, communicate it to me, and I will do the same.
I will do my best.
You cross me, you guys will never see the light of day.
Rain, like, because she's probably relaxed a little bit, she stones up. I have no intention to cross you. As
Nor
long as
do
your
I.
intentions remain the same. Save the
Agreed.
city. Protect its people.
Resist
Move
his
for
future.
this.
She looks at Rain, and then she goes and visits his people. And she, and a gust of wind disappears once more.
I gave her tons of hints at who my parents are. If she can't figure this shit out, like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Pitch just looks at you on your shoulder, Rain, and just goes, Pitch?
You little
I would just
spy.
look at the bird. I would just look at the bird that is now on my shoulder.
Rain says to Pitch, you little spy. Not like angrily, with just that little bit of like.
Just looks at you and goes, Pitch! Kind of like angrily at you.
It's okay.
And then
I forgive you.
Andrew, the one on your shoulder, kind of just looks at you and just like nuzzles and then pecks at your neck a little.
Let's make it to your family household and deal
We'll
with
just-
your father and make him quite unhappy with how I'm dressed. And Rain kind of perks up.
I am excited for that.
Time to
Sounds like
cause a
this is-
scene. Time to cause a scene.
See? Yeah, because Rain is dressed sluttily, pretty much. Like,
And so you guys exit outside the cellar?
yep. We check to see
Okay.
if there's anyone in the alleyway before we get out.
Roll a perception check.
17.
17 as well.
Small portion of people, just normal. However, people have fled outside the chatter of everything at the Nialchikir Armory and things of the such.
Since I don't think I broke the lock when I lockpicked it, after we close the door, Rain's going to re-lock it.
And as soon as you click it, you guys hear, and right in front of you guys, you see Bartholomew quickly appears. It's like,
Rain is now like, I wasn't doing a criminal act.
Mr. Delsin, why do you find yourself in such an alleyway?
We had a meeting. I'm a business
Why are you
partner.
still nosy?
I only
Rain's like,
do
okay,
the
I won't give
deeds
answers.
that your family asks of me, including yourself, and Your mother, Cecilia, and Father Alastair asked me to find you. They are outside the armory waiting for you.
Rainn looks
I
up
was
to
attending.
Rainn looks
I
up to see
was
what time it
attending-
is.
I was attending to a personal matter. We'll be on our way now.
It's about, you can tell by looking up there, it's probably about 5:50.
We're doing perfectly on time.
And Bartholomew's like, very well, now you're making your way to the armory.
Correct.
I will inform your family. And then runs off.
Now to make our way to the armory. And Rainn's going to actively take her coin pouch, undo it from wherever it's probably not as good of a location, and she's literally going to stuff it, in her cleavage. So that way it's like, if you want to fuck with me, I will end with you actually dead.
I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding. Put my gold in my bag of holding. Yeah, well, once he zooms away, I'm just gonna be like, I never liked him.
And
We have to work with him tonight. Actually, Rainn's just like, darling, we have to deal with him tonight. It's okay. Rainn engages the act wholeheartedly.
And as you guys walk towards the center, breaking your way through people and approaching the guards, you guys walk towards they say that holds. What do you guys need?
We don't have our tickets
do you
with
have
us. We're with the Marafasses. You just have to announce
Yeah.
that.
Do I have anything with the crest, with the Marthas crest on it?
Yeah, you have that dagger.
Do I?
It's up to whether you took that dagger ever so long ago and held on to it all these years.
I think I did.
You're a vengeful
allow it.
fuck.
Yeah. Also, I'll just show that to him. I'd be
You
like,
probably have on other pieces of clothing too, but like,
we're with the Marthasses.
you just say, I am Delsin Martafass.
Well, yeah. Probably. I don't know if the guard would recognize me, but
Some will, some won't.
yeah.
Roll
My name is Delsin Marthas. I am supposed to be here.
Joining my
Roll
family.
persuasion check. You love me. Huh? You love me.
Persuasion.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't love you anymore.
13.
13. I'd say actually with the crest, just roll one more time for advantage. It's still not that bad, but
It's okay. Raina's gonna be playing Is There a Problem, Babe? And like she's gonna start doing like make a scene.
14.
Oh my god.
The guard's just like 1 moment. And she,
like we're also the most clearly dressed to be going to this gala. Like we're so dressed up. Full makeup and everything, hair done.
And 2 guards take his place as he walks away for a second. 2 minutes come by, and the guard comes back. Your family awaits you two. And he kind of like pushes people away to allow you guys to breach through the wall.
Shall we?
Absolutely.
And onward.
Oh man, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up this flirtiness the entire time we play this near your parents. It's gonna take a lot of energy at me.
We're gonna have a few other small things real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up to do everything after.
I know.
So one of the guard walks you guys over to a section in the middle, basically directly in front of where the armory is. You can see a few individuals with heavily armored guards over to the left, which you could recognize as a lot of the dukes, duchesses, and barons that are all here. Now, Otto wasn't sure the dukes were even going to come, but you can see a few of them at least.
Do I recognize any as familiar?
Roll a history check, because this is based off of your memory.
That is an 18.
Same.
Brian now going through notes.
For a brief moment, you don't recognize many of them other than from speeches and everything. But for a brief moment, surrounded by 6 heavily guarded guards, you see a humanoid, medium build, probably around your side, appears to be a pink tiefling before the guards kind of just, and you like double taked for a second. You're not sure why that memory piqued your interest for a second, but you like stopped for a second. Delsin's arm caught, and you looked back, but now the guards are like completely surrounding her area. You can't see. And the guard who's leading you to the Martithas just like, come on, quick, your family.
Sorry.
Minute later, brings
Rainn
over
probably
your-
looks a little flustered.
And as soon as he brings you over there, it is something you can see.
I like how the guards didn't give a shit that I have a weapon.
Right now, it's decorative. They see the shield, and they see that. They don't know that that's a sword. They haven't really looked over your person from there yet.
It's just to them. It's just a hilt. That's like hilt. That's whatever. Rich people do stupid things.
You're not wearing it. It's actually a full-on decoration right there. Like if it's there on a hip, they will question it because that's where you hold it. But back there, typically, it's just some people do that for stylistic purposes and stuff like that.
Rainn, who's brought a really nice sword and shield, is like, oh no, I'm ready to kill people if I need to.
And the guard brings you over. You can see 5 individuals. Andrew, you recognize your mother, Cecilia. You recognize your younger sister, Kalina. Your uncle, Calthinus, and Jebediah.
I love that one's named
Yes.
Jebediah.
Yes, I did that for all of you motherfuckers. All of them pretty regally dressed. And then as they all turn to look at you, one behind them, you can see is your father, Alistair.
I will just immediately lock eyes with him and just.
Similar face
I'm
to
gonna
yours,
elbow
honestly. He looks very much like an older version of you with facial hair and a little bit of a goatee. The like Tony Stark little facial hair around.
Does
Which is
Delsin
weird
make a
for an-
face?
for an elf, but actually kind of like very well respectfully cut and neat. And your mother goes, Delsin, and then your father kind of walks forward for a second.
Does Delsin make a
comes right
face
up
when he
to
sees his dad?
Do you,
A little
Andrew?
bit. I just take a deep breath,
Okay.
but I do.
If you make it a little bit of face, Rainn's gonna very gently elbow you because we're like, I'm assuming we're like arm in arm, so she can very easily just get you in the rib.
We will walk forward.
And your father walks up to you. Comes
Rainn's
near
gonna
you,
very whisper very, very quietly, "Be nice."
and your father holds out his hand as if for like some sort of handshake.
I will shake his hand.
He goes, as he shakes
But I'm gonna stick my hand first.
a very firm handshake. He goes, bye, Cal.
Slaps Callum as he made a comment.
He goes, my son, it is good to
Father.
see you again.
Rainn's probably playing up the flirtiness a little bit.
Especially glad to see you here with your family for this momentous moment in our lineage.
I will just smile and say, "Goodness for the world."
Ooh, good
Momentous
play.
moment. Really
Good.
good job, Mr. Radithas. That's a good sense.
You will not regret coming back to the family after tonight, I guarantee it.
You should meet.
So,
You should meet my other half. This is Rainn.
You should have just said Drizzle. Like, give her an incognito name.
no, I'm who I am. I am not playing this game of fake names. Rainn is showing up as Rainn, and she's gonna fucking own it. And probably get in trouble.
Alistair
Rainn?
looks at you.
This is my father, Alistair.
What is the polite? So he's a high elf, right?
He's
Is
a
that
high
right?
elf. Yeah.
What is the polite manner of greeting to a high elf's like father, if you're their significant other in your world, Brian? Or have you not made those decisions yet? Because you're bad at doing this little. I love little social quirks. Okay, I don't get how humans work, so I like social quirks because I find them neat.
Calvin,
Khan's just proving he's
How-
autistic.
Calvin, how would you like to greet him? Would you like to?
It'd probably be like a very gentle, like kiss on the wrist or something like that. I don't know. Probably something like that. Wouldn't you? I don't know. I don't know.
You go for a
Like probably a handshake and then a gentle kiss. Like a very
handshake, and
like a
as you
She grabs with her two hands to hold his hand, shake it gently, and a gentle like kiss on the bit of his wrist.
Mm-hmm. And he takes it and he looks at you and smiles, and he's just like he actually for a moment takes your hand back, and it's a pleasure to meet you, Rainn.
Ah! Well, this man's also very bright and probably knows who Rainn is looking at her.
Now, come. They're sorting us. Just follow us over to this section. As soon as the first dukes and duchesses, barons and baronesses get down, we'll be on our way to our future. And he walks you guys over towards that section. And Andy!
Yeah.
So, for the sake of my sanity, that happened with time faster than the full hour. So you get there about the same time that all of this is
Wow.
happening. So,
Really fast on the way back.
and
I
just
broke
so-
the laws of time.
and Andy, just so you know, as you were running back fast with some
Yeah.
torches that people were holding, as you ran by,
You gotta put out some torches.
as you run by some torches, the fire kind of licks off those torches and kind of curls up your arms, and you can see it on your fingers for a second as you feel something you drank several days ago taking hold.
I go, uh-oh, and I just take it off.
I don't know if you're even smart enough to realize you can control flames now temporarily, but
I just take it off of me. I don't know how fire works. I just go,
you shake it off and they go away, and then as you start going into a sprint again, the flames come back on your hands for a second. And you shake it off again. Roll an insight check. Roll an insight check.
got it. 15?
15. You're not sure how this happened, but you think that you have some slight control over flames, and they seem to respond when you talk to them. Maybe it's conscious.
Hey, guys. Chill out for now.
And then the flame goes away.
Nice.
That's fucking sick.
It's
Get-
just friendly to everything, even the element of fire.
Mhm.
Andy's
And you-
just unique.
And you get back to the same hubbub that everybody is
Yep.
doing, pushing through people you can more easily get through than anybody else.
Yeah. I do some
Um,
like acrobatic shit, like I do a cartwheel over some dude.
You're doing the
should
most like
crowd
I'm
surf.
hi. I'm from the monastery. I'm
Yeah.
Andy.
Skip and a jump.
The guardian's like,
with your
monastery
pat-
kid, go.
And with your passive perception as you're hopping around, roll an acrobatics check, by the way.
You got it. Oh yeah. 28.
20. You see several hands at times reach out for your coin purse, but you just hopping through here.
Yeah,
And people are frustrated at times.
Slapped on the wrist as I'm going.
No.
That's rude.
And you get up to the
Who
guard.
taught you manners?
Yeah.
Not drugs.
Yeah, I slow down in front of the guards. I do a little curtsy.
Like, where are you going off to in such a hurry?
I take out my ticket.
Like,
I'm very excited.
And they look at you and they're like, "Your name is Andy? And Andrish?"
Andrish Berg, nice to meet you.
He pulls out something really quickly. He's just like, "Sorry, real quick, before we let you in.
Yeah.
You fit the description for somebody who was trespassing in forgotten storage the other day. I don't want to presume, but the exact epitome of how they described. And were you trespassing the other day?"
Andrews calculating.
Yeah. Listen, if there's a fine involved, I'm happy to pay it. My friend was in dire
I'm sorry.
condition. He had been kidnapped by somebody, and I was simply going in to rescue him. The guards weren't responding fast enough in my eyes. I was concerned about his safety.
Roll persuasion check.
Yeah.
Junishu, please bring up the Kasin, my superior. Thank you. Bye.
You know what I mean? That's 7. Wait, persuasion. Yeah, 17.
17. They're like, all right, well, there is a fine. It's 50 gold pieces for trespassing.
Yeah. I pay it in platinum to flex.
The flex.
He takes the 5 platinum pieces you give with no fucks given you really show, and he's just like, very, very well. This way, please go over to.
Have a
and
great
he does
fucking
another
night.
guard. Show Andrish Bryrick over to the section for the lead guests, and one guard nods and leads you over.
Thank you for your help, sir, as I leave.
Enjoy the party.
How much you want to bet he's pocketing that fucking platinum?
He should.
And everybody here, as you all gather, as the time, so there's no clocks, strike on 6 o'clock. You all gather to an area, taking a few minutes looking around and seeing your surroundings. Rainn, Delsin, you see Andy walking in, and you see Cairo and Page Turner over in a corner with some others as well. Andy, you see Cairo and Page Turner and Delsin and Rainn over with their family currently.
I shoot Rainn a wink.
You guys look over to the furthest section where the Barons, and you see Vojo, Otto, and 2 of their siblings as well too. They're standing over there surrounded by guards. These are the last moments you guys have for any type of signs, nods, acknowledgements before you guys are all broken off into bits.
Yeah, honestly, it's in a pretty good mood right now. He gives a smile to Vojo.
Vojo just sees you and just like,
Yeah.
Mojo's so like.
It's just like, yeah, I'm hot. I'm in a good mood. Like,
I can imagine Vojo like taking a fan out and just being like.
and Paul, for a second, you see him for a second. He just starts. He looks around and he like under his cloak, kind of just like pulls out like a page in the book and writes something. And Andy, you hear in your head, Andy, staying close to us. Maybe we can get in the same group and still seem like a separate party. Okay.
Andy, I'll think back. I'll do my best.
Okay. And Paul whispers over to you, Seabreeze. Andy's gonna try to stay close. Okay. It's distance, but staying close. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Start with people nearby.
Okay.
Just like start mingling with people in line, you know?
You can see very quickly there is near where Cairo and Page Turner are. You can see a male high elf, a male Arakocra, a female wood elf, and then a male rock gnome.
Very nice.
Elf.
So,
I feel like there are not many
Oh,
elves.
sorry, not rock elf. Sorry, rock gnome. Rock gnome.
Rock
Oh, there was the soup here. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just like,
His brain didn't work for a second. He had soup. He had super
you
brain.
can see, and you can see the female wood half elf kind of looks at you and over kind of nervously, and she's like, and you can see one of them kind of like nudge them for a second, and then the wood elf is like, hi,
oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
hi, and takes your hand. Nice to meet you. And then as interaction goes on, the hubbub's going on, everybody's chattering, and as the guard is like, all right, first group's coming in. Let's let the transfers over to the gala begin. That is where we can end.
I'm excited for the transfer to the gala. I hope the Marpasses get one barge, and all the men are just like, so Delsin, this is your lady?
So guys, we're finally here.
A gala.
and it sucks that I'm gonna have to go in late.
Yeah, it's gonna go Vojo with Peach and Torian
With
in
the
first bit.
NPCs.
So I get to just figure out what's gonna happen in that half-hour period. Then it's gonna be the Mardathas, and then afterwards, if you guys get together on the same thing, they're trying to get approximately 8 people you'll see as things go. Obviously, we think
So the Mario passes are
per
going as
unit
one group.
platform. Yes, and then you guys may, if you guys play your cards right, might get the same platform yourself in the later thing. But we will see how all of that plays out when I have
Do I
everything
need to
planned
be
for
on
the
the
gala.
outside of the building?
Where the ever raging storm has directed you at one point. This was an outside of session thing I told you once, so that's why I don't expect you to have remembered.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The Dai's estate is shaped like a crescent moon. And right at the direct center of the crescent moon, like where it actually curves here, is where he wants you to throw them off.
I love that.
Is that like directly behind the house in like their pool area, like their back fucking yard?
I guess you'll have to see when you get to the island.
We'll find out at the next disaster.
I'm horrified. Okay. So that means
Guy,
no, that literally means I'm gonna be standing on like their balcony. And,
You're
like,
allowed to go
drop
through
some
the
rocks
yards.
off the edge.
To be outside and stuff earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
No, right, definitely. But you're not allowed to summon otherworldly entities to the Dai's house.
Probably not.
It's too late. We're doing that multiple times tonight. That's just our night, man.
I mean, I guess. I just feel kind of like awkward because I'm gonna be like, here's some space rocks. Oh, and by the way, hi, ever raging storm. Please don't wipe me off the fucking planet.
you want to know what's fucking perfect though? You're Cairo and Page Turner. They're fucking researching the stones.
Yeah, so you were the only person who has an excuse to have them.
That's fucking perfect, actually.
There's a reason.
Well,
There's reasons that we did things.
I think things through. Okay.
Even
like
Rainn was
guys.
thinking that through.
I like that a lot.
But guys, remember, whenever we plan this next disaster, Andrew, Conlon, Vicky, Callum, A game, guys. This is it.
I think the next time we need a long session.
I'm not pulling any punches for the guards having an issue. Like,
I have full right to be everywhere I go in this gala. Everyone else, I don't know. I know where I'm supposed to be.
next session is 100% going to be after my vacation. I do apologize. In a couple weeks, I am going to Cancun, so I'm going to be gone for a little bit. So we'll make a plan sometime sometime in early October for a day where we can do this first session in the gala.
Yeah.
Guys, if it's October 12th, I can potentially be in Connecticut.
Let's look at a calendar.
We'll make all these plans ourselves off of stream. This is not entertaining stuff for you guys while we plan for the next time we see you guys. So thank everybody for coming here. I thank everybody who has been here for 30 sessions in this heist with us. Actually, more because of the split sessions. So we really
And the
appreciate
super
it.
sexy secret solo sessions. Don't forget those.
We love you guys. Thank you for coming. And until the next disaster.
Bye.
Good night.